Well, I know which one's fault,
me.
though.
Take a guess,
Computer.
asshole.
Dude, it's
That's the
fuck
best one.
simulacrums. That's the one.
So how do I play this again?
Well, first you expand, and then you expand, and then you expand.
Yeah, Kian, I noticed you actually delayed your expansion for quite a bit of time there, and I'm wondering about that because, like, I thought to do a similar thing, but I thought to expand behind the first round of units. It's just that I didn't bring my Overlord back home, so and I also didn't even know that ledge existed, so I got fucked over that. But I was thinking that it actually feels really awkward to not expand in the early game, but I still don't know because you can get that larval colony so early. Like, it is possible to use that to your advantage, right? So
Zerg start with extra money? What?
what?
Only in this map.
Oh, okay.
Why did you think that was like a global thing?
I haven't put charge in a year. I have no idea. I mean, you can understand my confusion.
Yeah, so in this map, Don, the Zerg players used to start with a handful of Zerglings in a spawning pool, but I thought that was too much after playing it a lot, so I just made it extra resources and an extra drone.
Yeah, well, the spawning pool decision was made back when the spawning pool was the de facto obvious choice. So you were actually giving the player more initial flexibility. Oh, what's up,
But
Harry?
now,
How you
since
doing?
Spire and HYDRA are like basic, then it's a little different now.
Yeah, now you
Why
can
would-
access all of them.
I have men in my face as well.
I don't even know which one you are, so... You have overlords,
field.
dude. They're scouting you. You have been scouted. You have
They're
been
offensive to me.
analyzed.
They're offensive to me. Me too. Hashtag me too.
Hashtag Me Too movement.
Excited to not be spawning pool rush or sunken colony rush this time.
Hell yeah, homie. What role does the Terran play here? So the Terran is an AI in the middle of the map that basically tries to regain control of the facility. Like, the lore or setting or story framing is that all of these Zerg were experiments or something to that effect. And they were, the Terran AI is trying to regain control of everything. At least that's my recollection from what Kian had put in here at some point when he was first doing it.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Logical.
It is a bit of a played out premise, since who the fuck would think controlling Zerg is a good idea? But
UED.
yeah, exactly.
Leave it to the guys with the U in their name.
Exactly. That's Luciferius basically just said you actually to me. That was pretty cool. Alright, let's see who falls first here. Let's see who trips and becomes somebody who
we need to
spams
get out.
hives. Dude, what we're missing right now is Veek. Veek loves playing as Zerg. Get him in
Yeah, he
there.
does. And we'll just have broodlings everywhere.
Yeah, dude. I have to do Nemesis Veek, and it's just him. Like, it's a giant armada of queens. Zerg gear.
Delicious.
Meanwhile, I like the reaction from this player.
Oh, someone has a muta.
Stop. I'm getting fucked.
See you later, Overlord. Dude, so many Overlord deaths. Oh man, micromanagement is hard.
Of all people.
Oh fuck, dude! How does it feel to have been folded?
Really?
Is there any way you could make it so the drones don't have to do a little spin when they place a structure?
I don't know why that happens. It's not even really consistent. I think it's something to do with Flingy. And if I change that, I also change how they mine resources. Gotta pull those drones, homie.
Fucking cocky.
I think I fucked up here.
Spinning is a part of the game, man. Yeah, exactly. Get good, scrub. Learn how to spin better.
Yeah, everything in the fucking universe spins in some way, so.
Dude, you could kill these guys so easy. You just gotta pull all your drones. Fuck them up, dude. You will win. You'll lose a lot of fucking drones. And if there's a follow-up attack, you die. Like, this is how you deflect that.
No.
Well, this is another observer on death map anyway, so don't worry too much. Also, somehow you managed to get one stuck behind them.
I have like unbuildable terrain here.
Where
my drone is. I'm the gray Zerg.
Yeah.
So I can't build a hatch underneath the sunken for some reason.
Are you sure it's not because of proximity to the geyser?
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Oh man, why has he done that?
One of the bases is fucked, by the way. I am not mining optimally. Oh, there on.
Oh,
fuck.
someone's gonna get fucked.
No, why? No. Why?
Hey, he wasn't even going for you, but you fucking drew him in with your mutas, dude. Noob.
Fuck.
Meanwhile, does he have an answer? Can he respond?
I think he left me alone, guys.
Yeah. Folka's gonna shit, alright.
At least it's not Simulacra.
Yeah, dude, at least it's just Marine. His next name, fuck, Terran Bio. Flag, hitching. I like how they're they've decided, fuck this dude, I'm just gonna go attack your tech. It's very mean of them. Oh no.
You can get your lurkers. Oh, yeah.
He almost lost the lurker den, but the AI is really dumb with targeting, so it just changed targets over to the mutation pit. 100% would have lost the den. Pretty close step there, man. So what else do we got here? Oh, fuck. Check it out. Status. Can't say it because it'll leak. Oh, fuck. Yummy. Oh, this is bad engagement? Or is it? Yeah, it is. Not a bad strat there. Impressive stuff. From the non-Zerg player. Man, this is classic FFA style. Like, they find the strongest player and gang up on him.
Oh yeah, dude.
Who are they getting up on?
The strongest player, dude.
But I'm not being attacked.
Yeah, it's almost like it was
I
about
built
you,
my
dummy.
spinning drone. Built that stuff.
Oh, I like this tactic. This is a classic. Oh no! Milestone just found out Africor's DLAOE! I guess he really did. Oh fuck!
Let's actually generate a lot of stuff there. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's that's Kian's fucking favorite color, apparently, is that psycho busted ass color.
Hey man, I didn't include it.
Yeah, you deliberately opted into it being in your map.
You included it in the map, just not in the EXE.
I didn't include it in the player color palettes.
It's a meme color for meme maps, dude.
It definitely wouldn't hurt to optimize the colors though, so that you can tell who is who.
It's also eye fucking blinding. Just look at your eggs, dude. Like, come on, man. Fuck me. I don't want to look at that. Dude, I actually have to painfully look away from my screen.
Why are you looking at his eggs?
That's actually a good question.
Yeah, they are just a part of the game and all.
I mean, I'm not judging, but still.
Brutal. Has he fucked it, lads? I enjoy the larva peppering that's going on.
Oh, it's not capture. This game project now? Nice.
Cockroaching commencing.
See you later, nerd.
Hey, who are you seeing latering nerd? Thing?
The guy who died.
Oh.
Fuck.
Brutal.
I couldn't build another hatchery in time.
Seems a bit odd to defeat the player under those circumstances. Like, if they have workers, they're probably fine.
Yeah, I should add a check for that.
If you wanted to be super comprehensive, you could actually set switches for each player or something, or set deaths or something, where it's like, if they have no workers, then yeah, so if they have no factories and they have no workers, then defeat them. If they have workers but no factories but no no money, so they can't even rebuild with the workers they do have, then defeat them, something like that. But I think you can just keep them alive if they have workers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could just set it so that they accumulate at least 300 minerals and have one either and just.
Well,
one
someone
worker.
else is gonna get exterminated.
Why is the Terran AI doing something? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Taste my drones!
Oh my god.
I'm at least proud that I crippled 2 players before I died.
Little get that fat, did you?
Right-clicking overload load doesn't seem to work either.
What'd you say?
Oh, okay.
Clicking overloads to load them.
It was working for me fine, so I don't know.
Cool.
Maybe it's
Doesn't
I actually don't know. Was it working for me? I saw. No, I don't know. Maybe it's not. So there's something fucked up with just the right-click action in general. I wonder if that's something to do with.
Trigger the gather activity for me. It tries to run the gather order on the overload.
Yeah, yeah. So I wonder if there's something fucked up with some other component of this. Like, do you think it's something to do with the latest hooks for, or some sort of tool conflict? Maybe, I don't know.
I like the
I
way
don't think so.
some of these bio units are idling in the Terran's base. Oh no, they're moving out.
What do you mean by like their positioning or something?
Yeah, it looked really thematic. Like, looks like these are the dudes in charge, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I see a random blood overlay in the middle of Philip's face. That was for the sunken colony. Oh, I know what that is. That's a bug with Icor's hook for that. I'm gonna drop that down as well.
Oh, he repels being exterminated.
Yeah, I managed to not die somehow.
Yeah, this guy's a bit of a weirdo. He's gone for... well, I'm not going to leak what he's gone for, but he's gone for something without the supportive tech to actually use it.
Hey, you see that this Terran player never expanded?
He tried to, but he's a dumbass. I'm assuming he has no money. Let me see what player slot is this? 8? Yeah. Oh, he has money. I wonder what he's doing then.
He's
He's
spending
not
it
supply
on
blocked.
infantry.
Well, he's got a ton of fucking money. He has more money than he actually needs, which is very rare for this AI. So yeah, something got fucked with his assignments.
Not
Like you can
doing
tell that he's
anything.
like he's almost acting as if he's waiting for money with one of the SUVs that's in his main. So yeah, I wonder. Like he's got a bunch of requests that he's not satisfying.
Wow.
Somehow he managed to get 2 galleries without. He has 2. He has a med bay request. He has 2 med bay requests and 1 gallery request, but he has the inverse of add-ons. You see that?
Yeah, I do see that.
So that's something, but that shouldn't result in him hanging up. So I'm not really sure what's causing that. There might be a weight build, but I don't think so. I don't think there's anything like that in the builds. This guy always runs the same build from what I remember, right? Like you have it set to be consistent.
Yeah.
So
he
I
always-
can debug which specific build this is in that case a little bit later on.
Oh, it should be set to M&M.
So at this point, we still don't have like a definitive de facto leader at this point. Like the Terran in theory should be primed, but he's only mopped up 2 players so far. So
He's also slightly gimped, otherwise he would be doing some crazy shit right now.
yeah.
Actually, get cracked. I'm not sure why.
That was psychotic. I just watched a bunch of Marines pop over and over again.
Yeah. Well, you'd think it would be next level Adam, but it's not always so useful, unfortunately. I wonder what else he's doing, though. Like, he should also have that armory spinning, but he doesn't, right? So I'm not sure what's going on there.
Placement is fucked on the far right expansion, by the way. I can't actually place it close to the mills.
Where are you talking about?
Oh,
Oh, the one that's on the far right, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Kian, you might want to take a look at that. Apparently, he can't optimally place his hatch or something. That might
Yeah.
be by design for that base, though. I don't know.
I'm trying to...
I mean,
Oh, wait.
It's the one that he's expanding to right now. There's apparently... He says that there's some issue with his...
yeah, one of the mill patches is just too close. I can't actually place those at the top.
That might be
Well,
intentional, though. I don't actually know.
I'm not sure, I'm just asking.
I'm still trying... Is it...
It's north of the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, the high
He has an
ground.
in-progress hatchery on it, so...
Oh, I see. It might just be some... oh, I see what it is. It's because of that mineral field.
Dude, your remnants are getting eaten up right now. Nice. Nice,
Oh, hey.
man.
I get to see his tire for once.
You get to see a what? Oh, don't look at that. We don't even have a wireframe for it yet. That's
I know, dude. It's awesome. It's a fucking Vespine tank.
yeah, dude. That's sort of like an artist's interpretation of a Vespine thing. Hey, you can't bully this man this way. He didn't even get another expansion yet. This is rude. Why are you doing this, Volko? Why have you done this?
Yeah, this is the AI's deal. I love the psychoticness, though.
Brutal.
So with the max supply still 300.
There is no max supply anymore.
Oh!
Hasn't been for a while.
It's been, yeah.
Nice, nice to know.
I wonder how Balethal is going to react to this.
The Ostolest,
Othsteleth?
they're wiggling, they're shimmying.
Yeah, dude. They do a little dance for you.
What is he gonna try to like? Oh,
Listen, at this point, it's not a rush.
well, yeah, it wouldn't be a rush.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit, I didn't see that coming.
That's a lot of guardians.
Oh, you're actually attacking me? Oh, okay.
Well, you're literally standing right outside the base.
I don't think Bactylists are doing that well.
Well, they're targeting the Devourers, so yeah.
Oh, the vessels have a new graphic. Nice.
Man, you really haven't played this in 8 years. Yeah, the fucking dude. Imagine investing money into Devourers just so that you can distract your opponent. It's pretty dumb.
They're big, they're tanky, so it works.
Yeah, it's just funny to me.
Literally, I'd have to go air to defeat the Guardians, I think.
Well, in a way, yes, but you can just evolve your Bactyl Den into an Almac Ant, dude. That's technically air, but it's still through your.
I forgot about those existed.
Yeah, dude, they're epic.
I don't play Zerg very often.
Right, and they don't get used
Well.
too much by AI yet because I haven't updated the builds too heavily.
Yeah.
The other thing that is like Don's composition would actually just get fucking torn apart by those. I think like at this point he doesn't have.
Yeah,
it.
if I had built them prior, I just.
Because, like from what you've seen, right? He just has Guardians and Devourers. Like Devourers are worthless by themselves unless there's like overwhelming number. So.
You need a lot of mutants to back them up.
The other thing too that's hurting you here is that the Guardians rework passive and it gives them increased damage the longer range they have. So you're fighting them from max range with Bactylisks and you're actually taking more damage.
Yeah.
So they're hitting like a truck.
Did you actually kill the Terrans first, or
No.
are you just cleaning me up first because you decided? Okay, well, lose all your Guardians, by the way, since they can't fight back.
Fuck yeah, get him.
No.
Needled. Oh, never mind. You defeated him.
I get defeated.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, that's pretty rude. Shouldn't.
Before I could see the Almaxilisks in action.
It's okay. There's some more. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
Core. This is where if Greth were casting this free for all, he'd be yelling at White for attacking this other player because it's like clearly there's a de facto winner. I don't know about stacking against the Gorger players. Brutal. Although it does seem, I like how I was giving him that little insight. I was talking to Balethal about the Almaxilisk, and he was like, "Oh shit, I should." Folka's like, "Oh yeah, those."
The one thing would be now.
Dude, Milestone really just got shit on, like by chance. Just very unfortunate timing.
That's okay. I'm fine with that.
It also kind of sucks that this fucking idiot Terran AI just broke. I haven't observed that behavior.
Just
so.
send those Guardians to the Terran.
Yeah, I was
Put them out of
expecting the
their
Terrans
misery.
to actually like pressure everyone.
But they would if they hadn't busted, but there's some
Yeah.
weird shit going on with this build. I think it might be due to the stability fixes, but I can't be sure.
I love the shift for more details. That is amazing.
Yeah. That
So
really
t-
helps.
t-
Gives you some
Technology.
nice info. Yeah.
So where is the turn actually? In the middle?
We're in the center of the
Yeah.
map.
How do you like the corpse army, dude?
Imagine doing that with Guardians.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, he killed the Apostle, so they revive and they're just brain dead, unfortunately, but still pretty epic when it does work.
Oh, man, exactly. Okay.
Perfect. I get to witness Dawn's demise. Ah, yes, Mutas against Bactylis. Perfect.
I'm doing okay.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, there was enough Guardians in the back line. Meanwhile, will he notice? No, I guess not.
Hello.
This fucking me.
have several of these, so I don't mind, to be honest. I don't know, I'm not doing shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot. For some reason, Gorger cores aren't using their break animation. I gotta fix that.
Who actually attacked me? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know about the decision to go straight into more Guardians.
It need like, I don't know, mutas plus devoured probably.
Yeah. Something.
Nice eggs. Killing them from the side.
Yeah. The Almascalysts are just gonna end up cleaning up all your guardians.
Fire is a little big.
Yeah, it's a bit much. Oh, dude, he's even waypointing his overlords. And how nice of him. Almaxilisks scale really well with the +2 per upgrade, so.
I never claimed that was good, to be honest, so.
Reasonable time.
I give that to debate.
Well, if I had been reminded that Almascalysts existed like 5 minutes earlier, you probably wouldn't have survived this thing.
When I look at the Ostolith, I mistake it for the Alcagellist sometimes.
They're pretty distinct. It's just that we never see either of them usually.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, I just don't see it much.
Yeah.
I just see,
The
hey,
Alcagelisk will be seen a bit more often when we finally unlock the late game viability in certain maps. Like, actually, I'm kind of surprised to see Ostoliths at all, but they're really useful for speeding up egg morphing times. So. You get to those higher tier units faster with them around. Let's see what the reaction is now. Oh, fuck.
this is epic, man.
So it turned into a 1v1, as they all do.
I like the random lobotomy mines.
Yeah, those used to be traps, but I replaced the trap with the lobotomy mine. So. Yeah, you can't attack those units.
Actually, unable to spend my money. What the fuck?
It's always unexpected when I hear Duran's death sound, like, isolated.
Yeah. Yeah, I just reused it because I didn't have the guts or whatever when I was making the new voiceover. The new voiceover, like the voiceover for the Apostle, is actually super like rough cut. I intend to like replace all. It's sort of like how it took me, I think, 3 iterations for the Legionnaire and for the Hierophant to get to like what they have now, and what they have now sounds really good. So I just wanted to give them something. I can iterate on it later. I actually have to do that for a lot of other units as well, just to get something on the board, so to speak.
Wait, why isn't Don using his overlords?
That's right, he should be attacking with his overlord.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean,
he's gonna rally them into the enemy's base. The least he can do is load some units in.
Fuck units, dude. He should be loading some spore colonies.
There you go. Can you imagine?
Dude, we're an enemy.
You attacked his main base. What do you mean?
Just in front of me?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, I've been like sending my flying guys.
Yeah, I noticed. But I don't know what the fuck you
Like,
mean.
is there another player? It's
No,
like, no.
it's. I told you, it
it's
turned into
just
a
you
1v1.
Yeah.
Even with Hydra, it seems like it's devolved into Hydralisks against Hydralisks.
Yeah, dude. Living up to the
Moist
project's
Hydralisk.
name, bro.
Moist Hydralists.
Banned. Soon lose speaking privileges.
You were good.
I like the. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Interesting tactical decision. I do look forward to when we get like a solid, stable version of HYDRA where we can have some like teams. We can see like some 2v2s or something. Here's the money shot.
This Guardian's finished. But he has a bunch of Elmasculisks.
Yeah.
Chase those Guardians.
I think they should have just stayed Gorgon cores.
Yeah, the Gorgon cores probably would have done better.
Change is not always good, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, in Minecraft, I have no idea what happens in art. I'm just not finding out.
So, Gorgon cores can get air and ground, but they're like melee.
Okay, these flying those things are quite powerful.
Yeah, they're tier 3 units, so.
Yeah, they're pretty.
They're kind of broken.
I don't think they're broken. You just need stuff that hits air. You're just building a bunch of Guardians.
Yeah, if you had like especially since Devourers have that AoE. Oh, see,
Oh.
What a way to
this
go!
is how
He just fucking gets dropped because Don can't handle losing SM.
You've become the ultimate Stormblade, disconnecting everyone!
Did Volca try to spawn a Nexus?
Like,
or-
we pointed out that Muta plus Devourer would
Yeah,
probably
so
have been
like
pretty good
Devourers
against
have
them.
that AoE ability now, like the AoE behavior with their spreading the stacks. Obviously, that still needs to be revised. I had a conversation with Fagudo about that in the HYDRA chat a while back. The thing about the Devourers, though, is that you built Devourers and nothing else. You want the Mutalisks to bounce to the other targets to like deal bonus damage because of the negative armor rating.
Yep.
It basically counteracts all of the armor upgrades that Volca got if you do that. So
Okay.
that would have been the play at that point. But
Yep.
I'm kind of proud, considering I have never played Zerg in HYDRA. I'm kind of proud of myself.
Survived to the last.
Yep.
and if you're confused about some unit, I mean, obviously it's kind of difficult to do this in the middle of the game, but the website does have an interactive tech tree map. that you
Yeah, I
can
mean,
just
I'll
look at.
check all them out. Like, it was quite fun though. I gotta admit, I had a lot of fun.
I'm ready for another, dude.
Yeah, is everybody staying for another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be voiding because I have.
I've got
class
nothing
mode.
else to do with my life.
That's
It's
right.
my, it's
Good luck,
my
all.
day off. I've done cleaning.
See you later, Don. Thanks for the games. Yeah, good luck not desyncing. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate the vote of confidence. So we're at 3v3 territory, it sounds like. Do we have a good map for that, though? Or we could do the original plan that I had was to do a 2v2v2v2 with an AI team. Not sure how
Let's do
well
that.
that'll work out, but that could be
Let's
fun.
do that.
All right, hold on.
Hopefully, it ends up being that that Terran player from the previous time where it just shuts down halfway.
Or we do one versus, or we all have a AI ally.
No, because there's too many people.
Oh,
There's
wait.
6 people.
Yeah, 6. Never mind.
All right, waiting on. Wait, who
Well,
are we
nobody
missing?
wants to be bottom left with me.
Who's
I'll be-
Ouroboros Brood? Oh, okay, that's Kian.
That's me.
Fuck yeah.
Yo, I'm playing with Luciferius?
Yeah, let's go Goliaths.
Okay, I'll go
No,
go
dude, he's
Terran
got to go
back.
simulacrums, obviously.
Dude, Simulacrums. I wanna see how stupid they remain with these balance changes.
This map is decently sized, so that we should have some good things. Yeah, if you divide the human players by the computer players, you get 3. That's true.
Oh no. Whatever will I do without any revealed expansions?
By the way, how do you do like allied chat or whatever?
If you go to messaging, next
Messaging.
to diplomacy in the bottom left above the minimap,
Uh,
you can set it to send to allies. I'm glad that my wave emoji username is Team Colors.
I There are two ways to open your Diplo panel. You can also just hold Control before you press Enter.
You mean 2 ways to hit a allied chat?
Yeah.
Feel slightly paranoid about being the one who's closest to the AI. Just saying. Well, I guess I'm not really the closest, but near to that.
I think there's technically 2 closest players.
Yeah, yeah. Surely this is unreasonable. What's up, homie?
No.
Hmm.
Go
I
away.
believe so, actually. See ya, nerd.
There's
Not even
nobody
a
here.
single missile.
Nobody at this place.
Who's across the pond? Mr. Folker.
That reminded me of that one, Strolium.
Wait, why?
That voice acting. That was literally felt like Strolium.
No, Stralium's
The voice
the...
actor for him, so
But Stralium's the fucking yelling guy. The
Oh shit,
defiler.
I'm under attack.
Hey, you can't be under attack.
Oh, what? They're faster than Zealots?
What?
Simulacrum. Now that I didn't know.
You're not gonna do very well against him. Against Simulacrums.
Wait, you fucking proxied me, you asshole?
Oh, that's why he had nothing in his base.
Okay, that's not really fair, but whatever.
Just get your ally to help you, dude.
Yeah, my ally is not doing anything about it.
Hey, you
No,
can't
he's
call
doing
your ally out
something.
like that.
his ally is focusing on macro.
Yeah, dude. Don't you understand the finer points of this game?
Holy
believe
shit! There's so many Zealots!
Yeah, what did you expect? Fuck. This is
Oh
stupid.
no, Legionnaires.
Ah, brutal.
Holy shit, yeah, well.
And they can teleport. The Legionnaires. Good counter, actually.
That's actually an incredible counter. Yeah.
Well, it's you're using him, so I don't know. I gotta fulfill it.
Surely you can help me at some point. I only pinged it several times.
So that did not work.
Not at all, my dude.
I guess they don't need to be there anymore. They're probably pretty good there.
Oh, won't you kill that? Have you no heart?
Have you no simulacrum? Do the AI also win simulacrums? I can't believe this. Oh, you're getting kissed?
Okay, top guys, we won't come top if you don't come bottom.
Wait, what?
Until we take care of our...
We're dead, so it doesn't really fucking
Oh
matter,
shit,
dude.
oh shit. Oh no.
Yeah, and it was all the bottom right. So if you guys go bottom right now to help us out, maybe we can do something, huh?
Okay.
Huh?
That's a deal.
All right, I'll give you a little bit of
Top
info.
left is attacking you.
We got Legionnaires coming down in mass
need
from
help?
purple. There's
Yes.
going to be a solid 20 seconds. You got 20 seconds to get in and out, boys. Meanwhile, Balefal's suiciding, so you don't have to worry about him. If you target Balefal, I repeat, if you target Balefal, yeah, that's right, fucker. Get out of my ally's base, idiot.
Maybe I'll be able to return my minerals to your hatchery.
No.
I'm still coming.
Oh no, Mutalisks suck against these fuckers.
You okay now?
That's okay, they don't have as much
For
health.
now. Just get a whole bunch of those things.
I was thinking that too.
Oh fuck, I'm actually dying.
Oh, nice.
Dude, thanks for the fucking support.
I don't know why he decided to expand here of all fucking places. That was stupid. It's like not defensible at all.
Here,
You
take my
have things you
fucking
can defend yourself with.
Yeah, that right-click order is fucked. I don't know why. Hey, stop. Get in! Oh, I can't. I can't pick you up. Sorry, dude. You should have used your own TBH. Holy fuck, dude. They have so many units. It's very rude. Now the good news is, I'm not completely dead. Bad news is, I probably will be soon.
Damn. These rushers are doing a damage on me. Oh no, Lucy. Poor Lucy.
Yeah.
Holy mother of Bane!
He's a witness.
Witness!
Witness!
I'm trying to scan it, but
Dude, I can't. Oh, I think I can micro them kind of decently. Look at that! Oh, they got invis again. My bad.
It's alright, we got this. I got 2 Hydralisks.
Alright, you fucking idiot larva, get out of my way. Help?
oh, rent the AI. Shit.
Yeah.
We don't got this.
Do we have vision, dude? Maybe? I don't have any. Alright, stop dying now.
Sorry, I can't do that. Oh my god. Brutalized. Hey, maybe they won't attack my other base. You ever think of that? Can't believe I'm just losing to AI of all things. There are 6 fucking players in this game, and I lost to AI. Surely they won't come for me over here. Surely I'm safe.
It's all good, man. Look, I'm keeping an eye out.
You are, but don't call me Shirley.
Oh, yes! They'll chase my overlords! I'm safe, boys! They actually are just hunting them down. What a bunch of guys.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't Hierophant them. No! Perfect.
Hey,
I need to find it.
Oh,
Excellent.
he's still in my base.
me in the eye.
Oh shit, they're giving you a black eye. Oh fuck. Well, boys, we did our fucking best. Unfortunately, it was not enough. So, can we get some shared vision? Because we have literally nothing.
I don't know why you're doing that when fucking AI is gonna destroy
Yeah, these AI didn't break, I'm afraid.
you. Yep. Well, he's like busy trying to demolish my income instead of doing anything like reasonable.
Oh, dude, if I had enough money and a drone in one of these overlords, I'd be having a fucking fit right now because I would have lived. All right, so I only have
I also
vision
don't
of
know
white, but
It's
that's
expanding
okay.
to like the worst expansion.
I don't have any vision, so
Yeah, you guys got a vision up on orange and me. I don't even know what color I am. What color am I? Brown. Orange and brown. Vision up. Or I'll just send an overlord to you guys. Oh, fuck. Bar guests!
get destroyed.
Oh, and there's the AI destroying me.
Yep.
See you, nerd.
Ray of Agony.
Yep. It'll have a different visual and sound later on. Hey, Folka, dude, vision up.
Which ones?
Orange and brown.
And purple. I'm also dead.
Well, I was doing well.
Yeah, why did you expand over here before?
I don't
Wait,
know,
was
I
this
don't
your
know any
expansion in the middle?
Yeah, I don't know any other expansion.
Isn't- Well, you're not paying any attention then, so...
Wait, which
actually am.
expansion did you take, Aerophone?
I took the expansion on the high ground above me. It's just got annihilated by the AI.
Oh, okay. Hey, you should vision orange and brown so that we can see you.
I did, right? Shared vision, orange and brown. Oh, wait, no, I didn't.
No, you did not, homie. I can't
I
see.
misclicked is what happened.
Oh, you visioned somebody else. Oh, what's
Hey,
up,
folks,
dude?
Yeah,
everything that-
I
Dude, how
visioned
do you
my
like
eye
them
like
fucking units? Oh, you have nothing. Holy fuck. Guys, we need to ally against the anime, please. Ally against the AI.
Well, I only lost because fucking he's like, oh, I'm gonna worry about destroying your crow instead of defending my own base.
Great tilting, dude.
It looks like Luciferius might have a good offensive here. It depends on what's in the background. What else they got going on? Oh, yeah, their attack force is somewhere else. The AI does this thing where they have an attack force like halfway across the map, and they just keep attacking. And once they're done attacking, they'll eventually die or something.
They don't defend themselves if they've already sent an attack.
Oh, check that out, dude! Nanite Field healing Vargas. It's pretty epic. I can give you a vision of me. I have some overlords. Oh.
Hey, can you scan? You see, Red's mate.
Brutal Reaver Pill.
Oh,
Vassal, by the way.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I thought the Reaver was gonna get him, but nope.
I had to be more disrespectful than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Witness! Oh. Yeah, Ray of
get
that.
some witnesses.
Oh no, my Reavers!
See you, nerd.
Why is he not moving?
He's stuck. I like the Shaman Goliath build. This is interesting.
If my ally hadn't forgotten which part of the map that yellow was.
Hey, you can't say that about my man.
Well, you
Manstone.
ping up top right. It's like, let's attack here, and then it goes like, where's yellow?
Oh.
Yeah, I was gross misinformed.
Yeah, you guys attacked us when we did nothing. We were just defending against the AI.
Yep, that was the mistake.
You guys killed
Should've-
Kian, and then I died to AI after because Kian couldn't help me because I couldn't help him. Because I went mutas first, and that's a really bad idea. Don't do it.
But I told you need to take leadership in these situations. If I'm doing something wrong, you just need to tell me. Next time, man. Next time.
There you go.
I don't take responsibility for winning. I'm not.
Are you guys able to actually kill them, or is this the end for you? Did you guys die to AI?
Pretty sure everyone died to AI.
No, there's enough bar guests. I think they're fine.
Yeah, but he lost everything in the process, so it's only really a matter of time.
I mean, you guys did. You took out Red's base.
Yeah, they took out
That's
Red,
just what we
but-
know is Red's base, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's only one of Red's bases.
Well, I'm looking at 2 supply depots where expansion should be, so I'm pretty sure he fucking gimped himself when he took his 3rd and 4th.
Jesus.
Oh, so you just built a supply depot?
Well, the other depot on the high ground isn't actually. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. That's not a problem with. It's not in blocking the space. So yeah. I wonder if that has something to do with the Tiedemann hook or something like that. I might try just disabling that file again and seeing if we have improved AI stability. Hierophant's very confused. He is popping them. Brutal.
Excuse me while I stay supply blocked.
Yeah, focus. Scout out to the right. See if the Protoss even bothered expanding.
It might be like broken and just can't expand for some reason.
Yeah, I think it's got to be something to do with the latest Tiedemann shit because it wasn't like this before. But I don't know. I can't know that for a fact. Obviously, I've got to disable it.
Which obviously that means that the reason that he's winning against the AI is because they're running out of money.
Well, I don't
They
know.
only have
Check
one
this
base.
right now. Yeah, he doesn't have much money. The other guy had almost 3k minerals.
Nice.
You can run these console commands without these.
It's only spawn and maybe vision. That
You guys got it.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's a solid GG.
AI loses because they were broken.
Big dummies. I mean, I guess I can disable that.
He's also building reavers to counter barcast, so you know, there's that too.
Yeah, that's a call. He already had these reavers. He ran out of money, so he hasn't. He only had like 400 minerals or something. He was building hierophants and simulacrums to counter Vargas. He just didn't have any money for large numbers of men. And he didn't have the tech for architects, so that probably has something to do with it. I'm going to see if I can pop open and disable the hook, or the whole file, the economic units file, since it's not actually doing anything outside of Tiedemann's experimental stuff. And we'll see if that fixes anything. I'll upload a new version and take a bit of a pee break. And when we come back, we'll do some more. Are we having the same crowd? Everybody's still good for another?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll watch the next one.
Oh, Lucy, why? You don't like me?
It's not you. I like you when you're on my team,
There you go.
but there's no guarantee that'll happen. So
Will you play if I'm in your team?
no, I just have to go. I've a little bit more chores.
Fair enough. What's this asshole doing here?
Oh, 4
Oh,
supply depots and dropping nobody.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was Drop blank fucking drop field, and then it was milestone. Impressive stuff.
Did you do a push?
No, I wasn't. I can't do it until the game ends, but I'm putting it together now. So in theory, this will make the test no Tidoman code fix for AI being dumb. We'll see if that works. In theory, that should resolve some of the issues we were seeing. All right, the push is there. I'll boot this back up and idle on the screen while I use the bathroom. BRB. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So in the chat, I see PokeFan Danny. I think I saw you join the server a while ago, but you didn't say anything, so I booted you. So if you want to rejoin and actually say something, feel free. Just saying. So, what do we got here? Luciferius went AFK. Everybody else downloaded the latest version. What are we doing next? We got 5 people. Do we have any 5-player maps? I don't think so. Right? It's just
Right back.
Oh, okay, bye. Should we see if we can gang up on Folka if we give him the resource multiplier map?
You talking about the one we used to play with Raven's Rook?
Nemesis Crowborn. Yeah, Raven's Rook. Aside from that, let me take a look here. Am I never finished?
Is there, what about that Cardinal N map?
Cardinal N. Yeah, I actually could set that up for human. It's up to 7 human players in that case.
Alright, I'm back.
What's up, dude? Alright, hold on. I'm setting up one of my maps. You know, this one used to be called Enifactor, but I didn't think anybody would pronounce it right, so I decided to go for something completely different. Okay, so the thing is, I can either do for this version, I think I'll just do a quick version where I open up the slots.
Okay.
However, in the future, I'll update this to have support for any race in any slot. Right now, only the first two are user select. Then there are two Terran slots, two Zerg slots, and a Protoss slot, but the Terran and Zerg are not on the same team. You've got Terran and Zerg. There's basically two teams where one slot is Terran and the other one is Zerg. So that's the situation. Eventually, like I said, I'll change it up so that it's a more complete thing. I think the trigger should be fine for sharing vision and all that. Let me see, Force 1. Yeah, because I think I have... yeah, I have share vision and ally status and stuff, so call that. And then I also have to remove the sound files for easier distribution. And then open up the dialogue and delete all these triggers. That should be good. Okay. Game is up. And when I update the map itself is when I will, I'll just close this since it's an observer slot. When I update the map itself, it will have the user select thing. So who wants to be the bright anus?
Whoever is the bright anus has to build lots of auroras.
Of course. I don't think I have a... Let's see. Oh, do I? I don't even think I have victory or defeat triggers in here. Wow. Wait, Baleathal, when you played this map, did you win? Like, actually get victory? Because it doesn't look like... Unless I accidentally deleted the victory trigger when I was deleting all the other stuff. It doesn't look like there is a victory trigger. He might be AFK or something. Or muted, I can't tell which.
I'll be right back.
Hell yeah, homie. I guess if we're waiting on Baleathal here, did he say he was BRBing while I was gone?
I don't remember him saying anything. We
could do 4v4.
Yeah, true. We can come back to this later on then. Let me boot up the 4v4 map. Ironically, one of his maps. And hopefully the fixes to the AI, or the prospective fixes to the AI, will be legit fixes for the AI. What's up, Stratus Tiger? Yeah, we got Big N in the chat. Can I get an N in the chat? You thought you heard him say BRB like 5 minutes ago. Well, it wasn't a very quick BRB now, was it?
Milestone?
I know Kian's AFK, but...
Still here.
Oh, get in the game, dude.
It's in.
On my way.
Personally, I can't wait for the fucking team game tournaments. I was hinting at it during the Zerg map. But I actually think it'll be epic when we get like a solid set of maps that we vet using these fraud nights, right? But then we also are able to do fucking straight up like 2v2 tournament or 3v3 tournament or something. I'll need to produce like a real teaser video.
2v2 sounds fun.
Yeah, the tough part is figuring out if
Alright, I'm back.
oh,
Did I
so-
miss something?
yeah,
Good
just hop
idea.
into the new game, yeah. The tough part is going to be like making sure we have exactly the right number of people for the sake of
Oh, hey, are we down to 4 players?
Baleful's just AFK for a while, so we're just starting this
Oh.
one up in the interest of keeping the energy going.
If he's still AFK when we finish this, we should totally go up against the 4 Simulacrum AI.
I guess you guys will probably be raging a little bit less since simulacrums are much easier to deal with the
I
shield
was gonna
thing.
say, I think the nerf to them has been a pretty big hammer.
Yeah, the movement speed nerf might not be warranted after all.
I think the shield would have been enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Whereas previously, I wasn't actually sure if it would be enough. If all together they would be enough. But right now, it seems like they don't need the movement speed drop, so I'll end up reverting that probably. But we'll see.
Hey guys, I'm just eating a little bit. I keep eating in the background, so I'm talking.
What happened? Oh,
No,
you're
there
back.
were some people yelling in the background, and that's why I wasn't talking.
Oh, but you're eating food or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's
Yeah, I'm
fine that
eating
we did a game without you?
Yeah, that's fine. Watch them.
Scouting our opponents.
Why is my SCV going to your guys' bases before it scouts?
It's Goober. I don't know.
Whether or not.
Yeah, that's just a polite word for being a goober. What do we got here? Green Terran. Love to see green instead of brown. Very nice. Of course, I'm getting peppered by a Marine. Gotta start going back. Now I lost my gas worker. No, we're still getting the AI building a depot at their main, but that might actually be the default behavior, the old behavior.
build for the for one set of parents.
It looks like 3 out of 4 so far scouted our Terran, yeah. So I'm gonna pivot into heavy Zerg ground then to cover my bases here.
You've affirmed that it was a good idea for me to get some Hierophants early.
Yeah, I don't actually know if they're going bio, but if there is an early threat of bio, rather if there is an early threat, it will probably be bio. So I'm just going for that for now. As much as I want to tech up at this point, I think it would be more prudent to get an expansion.
Oh, there are, okay, 6 Marines on the move.
Alright, it looks like they're headed my way. I should be prepared by the time they get here.
I'm there.
Yeah. They're probably heading through the middle. I can reposition the overloader. Get better insight on them.
Require more minerals. Require more minerals.
See that? Oh, back up your Hierophants, dude.
I'll send some units over. Oh, wait. Never mind, I gotta turn around and attack and defend my base real quick. I got hit with a couple of Marines, but nothing big. I'm gonna go protect my choke real quick.
Trying to kite them out, they have decent amount of range.
Is this side good?
I'm getting hit.
Yeah, whoever's got Cyclops in my base, you don't need to be doing that. I think I'm good.
Oh, dude, why is he so far?
Can you help me?
Oh. You brought them to my base, but I have nothing. That's my fault there, because I didn't queue any units. Here, you bring them next to my photon cannon.
You guys have middle under somewhat control or no? Do I have to be worried about a flank or something? I also didn't get a chance to scout whether or not they have anything other than bio right now, so... Have you guys scouted any air or anything like that?
Require more minerals.
Your initial waves are telling us that it's just bio for now.
Just take this high ground right here.
Thanks, guys. I'll get some candles up.
Require more minerals. Require more minerals.
Yeah, they're coming back now.
They're coming back. Oh, yep. Hierophants.
Require more minerals. Require more minerals. Require more minerals.
I'll send off an attack on green, try to get something back since we're on the back foot over here otherwise. But I gotta pivot into upgrades now.
Require more minerals.
I need help. Hierophants.
Require more minerals. Our forces are under attack.
Just hold position here. Take advantage of this high ground. Oh wow.
Require more minerals. Spawn.
That hurt.
Require more minerals. Our forces are under attack.
Are you good?
I think I'm okay. But there's a lot actually. I might need
Holy 69 million IQ bunker placement.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, I used a good bunker.
Dude, that's fucking next level. Never would have thought.
Yeah. It's almost as if it was intentional, but it's not.
No, it's 100% by chance, but yeah. I'm gonna swap over here. They have some rates, and I do not have detection, so hopefully those rates are not going to attack me. Oh man, dude, they got some shit, homie. Alright, that's a fucking dead end. I'm gonna drop a couple spores in my base, but I'm on the back foot now.
Yeah, I feel like rates are kind of problematic because I think they're a little too easy to get for something that has cloaking and flies.
Ian was actually not in that thought at all with respect to starports.
Starports are pretty pricey, so I think they are balanced. We just didn't scout it, right? So, and even still, because of the map distance, I have time to prepare. With
Yeah, that's true.
both a HYDRA den and a couple of basilisks.
But on a smaller map, rates would be quite deadly.
Yeah, but so too with like vultures or
Yeah, that's fair.
drop ships. Let's move over here. I should have canceled those Quasilisks, got some money back.
Nice person.
Require more minerals.
What's up, Heltrix? Oh, they got a couple of them over here.
Oh, it's a good thing rates do percussive, you know?
Good thing I have basilisks as well.
Yeah.
One away where the people went into space, that one got canceled too.
Our forces are under attack.
Fuck. I need some help over here.
I'm on the way. Keep in mind my distance.
Alright, I should be good. If you guys can start putting some pressure on them, that would be much appreciated. Oh, I just heard simulacrum splitting. Hopefully that's ours.
Have some detection.
Where are you?
Yeah, where?
I'm right here. Out front.
Sending my overlord to follow one of your hierophants.
Got another scan. We got him. We got him.
Hell yeah.
Trying to take a third here. We'll see how far I get.
Let's take the middle ground. Center region right here.
I can try to run alongside as well on towards green here, but it'll take a sec. He's got all sorts of shit. He's got like a nice mix of everything right now.
Oh, there's a large army coming towards bottom.
I see that large group. Go ahead and move over your guys. I'm gonna take this high ground right here.
Oh, somebody's attempted third down there is getting hit. Well, my overlord is getting hit right now. Here, have some friends there, buddy. Striking against green real quick. Let's see how far we go there. I'm under attack again. I think I can hold this off.
Hey, you got a bunch of Megalopolis on this side.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, that fucking bunker placement, man. Brutal. Well, the AI's expansion attempts are still stupid. I'm not really quite sure what's happening there.
So remind TBH.
We're all AI.
Oh, hey, man, bring your OV back to my base. Again, natural. Or my first natural.
I have a tank for some reason. I'm trying to unload it. You must have right-clicked onto me. I got a giant green force heading to me.
The green counterattack shall destroy you.
Yeah, I think it might.
What does it consist of?
They have everything. They've got mostly bio right now, but
Our Vargas cloak?
Bio, but with rays.
They're permanent,
oh, yeah.
yeah.
Mark has to-
Did they become visible when they attack?
just, yeah, that's the behavior of permanent cloak in HYDRA.
Okay.
Lag.
Is under attack. Require more minerals.
Oh, there goes the hatch.
And with an SC or supply depot. God knows why.
Stop shooting yourselves. I feel like we would be getting super creamed if they actually expanded correctly. They still are not doing that. Like, I don't actually know how they're even being competitive with one fucking base each. Surely not.
forces are under attack.
Only supply depots everywhere. What's their deal?
Yeah, they suck, dude. They can't. They just. There's something wrong with them where they're building depots instead of command centers. They don't know why.
Hellstone's still getting wrecked though.
Yeah, it seems like the expansion legends.
Just don't know what could have been causing it. Maybe one of the attempted fixes from iClear or something, but I don't see how that would result in that. So. We are still getting our ship pushed in, which is a testament to how bad we are. But whatever.
Yes, they're like one sequence.
I think so. Yeah. Oh fuck! They're height advantaging. Oh, they're blinding.
Height advantage in the seconds.
Brutal. If anything, I should be good now.
Hey, that's what I like to see.
What?
Star Sovereign.
From who?
Blue, I think.
Oh yeah, of course. Dude, he's off. He's been butchered this whole time, so he had to do something. Oh, they have a whole set of farms down here, dude.
Require more minerals. Forces are under attack.
Oh, he emptied the bunker.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, but yeah.
I think he just loses.
Valkyries would be epic if they could fire.
Yeah, that needs to be.
MVP broken AI.
Nice AI, dude. Every expo is a supply depot.
Yeah. They're taunting us, clearly.
Not to work if they're.
It's just to keep you from getting the expansion.
Yeah, it's a denial move. A big dick power move. What's up, Samson? I did not do the art myself. Can't say that I
At least their supply depot placement in their main base is nice.
Forces are under attack.
Was it actually straight up all Terran? It looks like it, yeah.
What luck?
Like a 1 in 69 million chance.
Yeah, it's pretty absurd.
Is Isn't
I think
it
it's what, 3 to the
1/3
4th?
to the 4th? It's 1/3 to the 4th power.
All forces are
Well, yeah, it's like a 1 in 81.
Yeah.
A very rare game of Hydra.
Yeah, Protoss even on
Yeah, Stratos knows he's fought against Hydra Protoss, as we all have. Well, it's just the mop-up game now. Where's the Sovereign when you need it, dude? Oh, they're taking their sweet-ass time. Where's your recall when you need it, dude?
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the Arbiter, man?
Arbiter makes every unit in the game incredibly fast. Begging for the screen. Didn't even spread them out, SME.
You didn't even get the production line.
He just
Wait, do it
wanted the
again.
screenshot, dude. It's fine.
Do it again. Oh no. Boom.
I found a single supply depot that was still here. A couple of them by Purple's bar guests coming in from
I
the
love
left.
the Megalopolis death. It's just incredible.
Oh, you wanted to just keep feeding them? Oh, you got a bugged tile over here.
I can't believe all 4 of them didn't.
Oh, nice. I never caught that one.
Gotta be something.
It's something fundamental in the code base, yeah. I'll have to run it by Ike where he might know like what function he did is related to it. Nice tank in the bottom left, but oh, reasonable. Why have you done that?
Visual cues.
Scan that tank, boy. Well, scan it when our units are closer, boy.
Incoming pending doom. See you later.
Wraith does like no damage.
Yeah, he has 2 base armor or 1 base. Yeah, 2 base armor and 2 extra armor. So what did you expect?
Well, I call that a win.
Yeah, I guess there are no victory triggers in this one.
It should be.
There must be a hidden man. Wait, there was a random Zergling of mine in there. You just killed me, you fuck. It's okay, Kian. I've killed his witness. Now you are free to kill him as soon as you unvision. Oh, no. See you, nerds.
I did. I got all 4 of them.
Oh, okay, epic.
GG.
All right, so
I
now
know
we're
we
back
won on
to
that
5.
map before.
Yeah, we won because of that fucking.
Well, no, what I mean is we've gotten the victory condition to proc before.
Oh, I am not sure about that one. There must have been one hidden depot somewhere. I'm telling you, we just didn't scan enough. So yeah, I'll
Well,
ask
there's depot
Icor
at every
about
base, so you know.
the issue there.
Expand everywhere with depots. And only depots.
Hey, maybe they're trying to build treasuries. That would be pretty entertaining to see the Terran AI like Maynard a bunch of SCVs to a treasury instead of like building a CC.
Yeah, that's definitely not what they're doing, but I don't think we've observed the other AI. This might be just a Terran-specific issue for some reason. I've observed them building depots, sometimes in really dumb positions before, but they don't ever not build the command center, which is why...
Right, they would usually just build the command center in a fucked up position.
Yes, like in those cases. All right, see you later, Milestone. Thanks for the games. So yeah, in such a position, like I'm not really sure why there would be a problem. But were we playing against non-Terran AI that also didn't expand? I feel like no, yeah, because so we played.
I feel like both in the top left were Terran as well.
No, one of them was Protoss, but we didn't even see a pylon, let alone anything else.
Right.
I think they only had the main, yeah. So so it is a pervasive issue, but I'm not sure why. Like, what would be done? Let's see. Let me take a look at what was put together in GPTP here. Okay, so there is one case where it might be something related to this that I will disable for testing. Hold on one sec. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the reason. So I recently did a hook today to help fix a crash. It turns out we didn't need it for fixing the crash, but it might be useful later. However, I should have disabled it out of just like assumption that it might cause issues since it was not verified. So give me a sec to push this version and I will we'll try another 4v4 since might as well see what happens. Kind of surprising that despite the fact that they literally could not expand, they still almost beat us in the early game. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, we were almost down a player.
Yeah.
Because of all those Marines.
Impressive stuff. Let me just jump into HYDRA beta and we'll say test no AI needs hook to fix AI done. I'll still keep Tiedeman's code disabled since it doesn't do anything for normal AI, but it doesn't appear to have been his issue though.
Alright, I'm back.
What's up, dude? I sent another patch to see if we can fix the AI not expanding, so grab that whenever it shows up for you. Let me just make sure that my Git client actually pushed it. Yeah, it did.
Sweet.
We don't have a repeat of this morning.
Yeah, the beginning of Fraud Night, yes.
Yeah.
Bit goofy. And we'll play on the old reliable Megalopolis. Oh. You got a computer slot in the latest version of Megalopolis. That's fine, we'll just play on the bottom.
I see. I don't know how I managed that one again.
Oh yeah, and let me know if you have like a version of the map that we just played that has the fixed tile or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that later after Fraud Night.
Okay.
Windows protected my PC. At least it's not deleting the fucking exe.
It's baby steps with Windows.
That's right. Oh. Gotta move to the
Ghosts of Alpha Squadron.
Oh, who do we got?
Simulation Swarm.
Oh, it looks like we have 5 players.
No.
Who's this? New phone, who's this?
Oh, that's me. I see someone had the idea of being a computer.
No, that's a random computer slot that Balefall didn't remove.
Oh, what?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well I thought that was Kian.
Yeah, so did I for a second. Cause
No, I just
'cause
told
he
you
names
that's the
himself
computer
computer.
slot.
Okay. Alright, well let's rock it.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, then after this we have to actually play the simulation map. Fucking insanity.
Oh, it's insanity.
I forgot to do it this time, but I won't forget the next time. In fact, in prep, since I randomed Protoss, I guess I'll go simulations. That will be my fucking life if eventually I actually have a unit called Protoss Simulation. And I'm just going, oh, he's massing simulations, boys. He's got simulations on the way.
That's what you gotta make it an Easter egg so that hallucinated simulacrums are renamed as simulations.
I would do that too. That's fine. I don't have any problems with that. That's completely reasonable. What does that mean? I guess I open up with the assimilator while I'm waiting for this to finish.
Yeah, I usually go fast assimilator so that I can start getting the gas for the Robo Bay.
Yeah, it doesn't require that much, but it's the cost of an old factory. Can you believe Blizzard actually made their fucking default vanilla robotics facility 200-200? I guess it's because Reavers are so fucking powerful, but still. Like, you never ever see anybody build more than one robotics facility.
Yep.
Which is pretty
Fucking
weird.
expensive.
Like, even if they're going a lot of Reavers, you still will never see that. I mean, nobody usually goes a lot of Reavers anyway.
Well, because it's pretty easy to counter them. It's just like, oh, I'll just build air.
I also don't want to sound like I'm sucking my own dick live on stream because then I'll get banned. But I do have to say, it's kind of ridiculous that like default Starcraft is so dead end when it comes to the stuff that you can do. You know what I mean? Like in actual gameplay. Like compared to what we have with HYDRA, it feels like nothing in the original game.
I can only imagine playing remastered after playing this for so long.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like imagine going back to regular Starcraft.
Probably actually feel like putting a bullet in my own head.
Wow. I don't know.
Jesus.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, it's just not, without HYDRA, why even live? Yeah.
Kian, you want to play some Alpha Squadron down, dude? What do you have?
And classic Brood War with all the broken tiles. Fucking half the map is just black.
Little tiles everywhere.
Fuck. How's my timing? Is somebody else simulating too?
What a fucking thing to say.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I have my first simulacrum is on. Oh, somebody's airing. Oh, we got 2 errors.
That sounds like you're saying 2 errors. Like
It might as well be, dude.
It's alright, bro. We don't need a team.
I like how the only one who's not Protoss is named Simulations.
Yeah, right.
That's the real simulation.
I guess so. Alright, I'm gonna go for an expansion off of this. Hey, you can't Aurora Rush, that's rude. Although they do know to instantly morph spores, but they may not morph them in intelligent positions.
Oh, will I get 3? Oh! No! I almost killed 3 probes.
You almost 3'd successfully.
Great, man.
It's okay, I got some simulations heading that way.
Allow me to join you with a handful of units.
You've not enough minerals.
This is rude. We are being rude men. What's up, motherfuckers? So clearly the expansion stuff worked.
Yeah, they're definitely building those again.
I'm losing all of my simulations.
I am under attack.
Noob. Oh, I accidentally witnessed. I don't want to do that.
Don't do that.
Oh, shit. Oh, wait, this is easy. Zerglings behind us. Dude, melee units with low HP are literally the worst counter. Alright, we've got a pretty good army there.
That's interesting. Is the extended range from high ground applicable against air units as well?
No, it doesn't work when targeting air units, and it doesn't work when for air units either. So we don't really have to worry about it being attacked since they're in shambles. It looks like we got this one, boys. Unless the Auroras are dead.
The warriors have engaged the enemy.
Nice Zerglings. Very, very much countering my Auroras.
Yep. Definitely not the literal worst unit to use in such a situation.
They don't even survive multiple attacks from them, so it's like...
Oh, fuck. Tanks. If he had more than one tank, that would have been bad, but because he had more than one tank, it was actually good for me.
The warriors have engaged the enemy. We must construct additional pylons.
Oh yeah, I forgot about pylons.
It happens to the best of us.
Well, the problem is... Problem is I'm oh, hey, they're actually attacking me. This is rude. Would anybody happen to be nearby that they can send some units at middle?
Don't they?
Mostly the tank. Take care of everything else.
I'm gonna build some more units to help you out. I'm gonna send this attack force up because I want to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, otherwise we will actually lose. Well, not a guarantee, I guess, but still.
Looks like that Zerg player is pretty crippled. It's good to see.
Okay. Did I really suck? So slow for some reason? Where's my fucking caffeine?
Oh, purple's got raids now.
I guess all my simulations died. Sorry, Kian.
It's alright. I'm about to hurt a little bit more than that.
Well, fuck, I needed to build some photon cannons around, obviously, and I didn't. Because I didn't expect it to counterattack.
I have a witness that I can send your way.
No, my ghost.
You call down the fuck.
Yeah.
Actually, the Zerg player did send a small force that if I hadn't had some units over here, it probably would have been in trouble. So he is still alive, but it's not very dangerous.
Ready to put some photon cannons all around.
Sending some units over to Red's main.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. You have not enough minerals. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Oh shit. Purple's about to try to kick my
You have not
shit.
enough minerals.
I can send some reinforcements.
You
I mean,
need
I
help?
mostly need the ability to see detected units, I think.
I have a witness coming. I don't know if you can. You have to focus down that madrigal because it's killing AoE. Well,
Shit.
per target guys, anyway. Per target damage. So it looks like we're at least killing off the Zerg.
And I got fucked. Oh no.
Witness on your units, Kian. Hold on.
Your warriors have
On the
engaged
way.
the enemy. Upgrade complete. You have not enough minerals. You require more Vespine gas. You require more Vespine gas. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
I hope that's our ally. Do we
Yeah,
have
that's Kian's tank, I think, or
Yeah, that's my tank, dude.
yeah, nuclear tank detected. Hey, did it go off or no?
Yes.
Hey, nice expansion.
Getting wrecked?
You didn't need it anyway, right?
I can get some more idols out.
We just have to live? No,
Not enough minerals.
Red Protoss will have seriously crippled income for a little bit.
You have not enough minerals. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
If we can hold on to my soon-to-be base, that would be epic. Were you able to drive them back, Yellow? Yeah, looks like it.
Yep.
I'll get a witness for you. Hold on. I'll just take this one. I'll bring it down to your scouts with Noptises. Dude, this rally point needs fixing. Which one is it? This one.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Looks like I've spied some more men at your natural there.
Yep. Fuck. Real shitheads.
Okay. Managed to keep safe here so far.
Do a bunch of photon cannons over here. Uh oh. Ghost bug with bottom mines again.
Really? Iquare said that should have been fixed, but...
well, I have literally a million of them.
Yeah. Nice. That's okay, we can just pick them off here. No CCMU for you, actually.
Okay. Trying to build up some photon cannons.
Upgrade complete. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
So I've got like units flying around everywhere from when I was helping somebody.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. We are legion. I serve. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. We are legion.
Alright guys, I gotta eat.
You gotta what?
I gotta eat, but I think we won.
Yeah, I think so. GG's, boys. Looked like a tough battle in mid over there. I think it's just purple now, yeah.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals. We are legion. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. You have not enough minerals. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
It's a lot of raids.
I think they picked the wrong fucking time to attack instead of defending.
Yeah.
You have not enough minerals. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Let me know if I'm in ground zero.
Reading this expansion right here.
Oh, okay.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. The enemy. the enemy.
I like all these fucking AI with the nuke silos, but no covert ops. Hello.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Brutalized.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Well, that's a legit victory, although it was born of early economic harassment, but still legit.
Yeah, we pretty much kicked Blue out of the game pretty early on.
Yeah, he had the unlucky fate of being opposite an air rusher and also
being Zerg.
Also being Zerg that went for specifically a ground opener. Yeah.
Yep. Zerglings only.
I love the attempt from TL to just build as much shit as possible.
It's like, if I just keep building stuff, I will survive, right? The stream of men can't be endless.
Another fucking base, isn't it?
Set us loose.
Expanded over here. Nice.
He retook it, yeah. Oh, he retook his main as well. Holy fuck. What a man. What an attempt. Well, we're down a Folka, but we can still play Kian's map. Is that the second Just Another Hydra map?
Yeah, that's volume 2.
Volume 2. Can't wait for volume 3.
Thrones of the Immortals, by the way. Yeah, I can only imagine what volume 3 will be.
Alright, see, that's the thing. I gotta skip 3 and come back to it, because 3 has to be the best one.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's right.
One interesting thing about the AI is when we do defend them, right? They actually become incredibly powerful allies. And I guess it's fitting that now as I say that, the 4th slot in this map is, of course,
A rear AI?
the Zerg AI, yeah.
You have not enough minerals.
So in that case, you know what that means, boys.
In CCMU.
It means defend that man.
You must construct additional pylons.
So I think I'll go for Legionnaires. That seemed to work out for as a counter. Legionnaires and Hierophants should do the trick. But I'll go hard eco as an opener. I don't know this map at all, so don't know the layout.
And there's another entrance over here, okay.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
So So how are you liking the brush palettes when map making, Kian? Does it end up coming in handy?
Oh man, it's so much better than having to try and paste shit from the tile set index.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it couldn't have asked for anything better.
Besides it just being another tile type, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Besides an engine.
You have not enough minerals.
See how early the first simulacrum strikes. I think I can afford to go for another gate before expanding because of the mineral count here.
Yes, Executor. We are Legion. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals. I hear you.
In fact, if I can get whoever blue is, Kian, if you can lock out that right side, that will be really good for me. Because then I can focus all my units to fashion out from the left. And...
There's also an entrance straight ahead. Be warned.
Well, no, I'm just thinking of my own main, but yeah, sure.
Of course. It shall be done. We are Legion!
Surprised nothing's happened yet.
We are Legion!
Don't say that.
I was gonna suggest the same thing, yeah. I'll charge in and see what I can find here.
Just gonna find half a billion simulacrums.
I see one.
I see one. There's another one.
So I put down the initial set, but then there's more, of course. A lot more. Oh my god. Dude, what the fuck? That is like just the first player's quantity of them was asinine. And I saw the second. It's over.
Can't give up now. The fun has only just begun.
Yes,
Yeah, that is true.
It shall be done. Of course.
Don't tell me not enough minerals and then fly into a fucking corner.
That's precisely what he wants to do. He's like, even if you have enough, he doesn't want to do anything here. He wants nothing to do
Wants nothing to do with this entire map.
with the pain that is going to happen, yeah.
We are Legion! You have not enough minerals, deep We are Legion! You have not enough minerals.
I see them spinning outside your base.
Yeah, there's a couple, by the way. There's just a few.
They aren't even multiplying yet.
Fucking help.
Oh, don't destroy my exemplar. I spent so much money on these.
Fucking assist me.
Oh man.
Hey, help! Hey, Exemplar guy, help! My High Templar are clearly our only hope. Oh, dead. Yeah, I think it's over.
Yeah, I needed to play faster. Oh, well. My expo. I needed to expand earlier, so I could record a lot more of those.
I haven't taken any economic damage, just tech damage, so there is that. Okay, now we need to help Balothal. Alright, Balothal.
Problem is the vassals. I can't.
Oh, I have another
Exemplar would be good, but
holy shit, dude! They're they're replicating so heavily outside your base that they're falling into your base. Well,
over pretty quickly. I don't know if it's really that simulacrums are broken so much as just
no,
all
it's
Protoss
definitely
and AI.
not. We just got fucked. I was able to account for one set of simulacrum.
Maybe Exemplar was the wrong plan.
What do I do?
Holy shit.
What am I to do?
Been deleted.
Fucking simulation. Oh man, they even built golems. Golems are like a fucking prank you unit. I can't believe my reality. I've been killed by simulacrum. Simulated out of existence.
Imagine how bad it was before you nerfed them.
I still think it's possible. We would just have to not suck. And you need a lot of coordination as well.
Yeah.
We probably needed to kill an enemy early.
Yeah, I think we all need to rush zealots or legionnaires or something and attack one of the players immediately.
Can't be all anti-ground though, as you found out with the vassals.
Yeah, that's true.
Although the vassals do so little damage, I wonder if it even matters.
It's only a problem when there's a lot of them.
Yeah, just
Which
a lot
is
of
true of, I think, all of these units.
Oh, why are you making them split even more? What are you doing? No, don't do that. Oh, I got vision because I lost everything. Dude, they have so many more simulacrums in their bases.
Quick, everyone retreat.
Kissed to death by concussive damage dealers that aren't even upgraded.
Holy shit, they got my command center.
Dude, at least this AI ally's got a lot of larvae, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's kidding me. That's totally gonna win the game for us.
I think if we were able to defend him long enough, maybe. He didn't go a comp that's good against simulacrums.
It's morphing drones. We're safe.
Yeah, he didn't even upgrade his HYDRA. I mean, that's not even the HYDRA that he had normally, so I don't know what it was before. Maybe he had backballistics or something, but you kind of desperately need lurkers.
What do you think about being able to land structures on Allied Creep?
Well, Allied Creep will eventually be buildable. It's just not. Creep needs a rework. Dude, they just keep spinning. No. Oh, no. Simulacrums are why the Zerg wanted to merge with the Protoss, says Stratus Tygo. Oh, see you, nerd.
Simulation swarm drop from game.
Yeah, not the right one. Drop the other ones, motherfucker. Oh
was,
man, what a
That was an
fucking
interesting game.
yeah, what a mess. Holy shit.
Are we gonna try again?
No, I think we need 4 players for that one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But it's pretty not a bad experience. It's not a bad one. I still can't believe when Bailiff was like, I'm surprised nothing happened yet. And I walk into a base and there's literally like at least fucking 40 simulacrums already at the beginning. Like first 8 minutes of the game or something insane. Like whatever I had to like it's fucking and again it was across 2 players to be fair, but still like fuck Christ, man.
That's why me and Falcon were getting so upset.
Yeah. Destroyed.
But he blames the unit when clearly the problem there is you're fighting 4 Protoss.
Yeah, I like that one too. That's he blames the unit when clearly the issue is the fucking race. Yeah. You think he's gonna like make an argument in favor of the balance? He's like, clearly he's just a bad player, but no, it's clearly it's a deeper balance problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the problem is Protoss.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they mass Simulacrum. Like, if they mass Dragoons, it would be the same fucking thing.
I actually do kind of want to have an AI that just spams Dragoons. I haven't seen that.
Or we get Aurora to death. I mean, like, take your pick.
Yeah. It's just funnier with Simulacrums because they deal less DPS than any of those other units.
But they still kill you
They
anyway.
still fucking annihilate you, yeah. Did you know, like, meanwhile, the AI were...
We're building a reversed.
No, meanwhile, the AI was just, like, fucking spamming pylons as fast as possible because they keep getting supply blocked from the splitting Simulacrums. Just, fuck, they keep attacking my units. Pylons, pylons! Just more pylons.
Pylon the whole map.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. That was a nuts thing.
Pylon until CCMU.
Yeah. So I do feel like after some thinking, right? So the Golem and Manifold still feel pretty meh, right? Like the Idol has its place as anti-swarmer. The Vassal seems like a nice... I'm not sure the Vassal's in a healthy spot, but it feels like it's has a use, has a
distinct,
purpose.
Yeah.
Whereas Manifolds are like more guaranteed DPS against all targets, right? Because they deal hit scan normal. So Manifolds have a purpose, but I haven't felt encouraged to build them, probably because of their prohibitive cost of 100 minerals, 50 gas. So that's double Simulacrum. And
right, that's almost as expensive as a Dragoon.
Right, and I don't think they have the combat effectiveness of a Dragoon.
Right.
Though it's not that far off, it's still not enough to make up for like it's not 25 minerals and 1 supply, a difference of combat effectiveness. Like it's not that much. So
right.
And the goal, I feel like maybe what I could do is just combine the Golem and Manifold's combat role, except like the combat role of the Golem is meant to be this melee frontliner. So it doesn't really make sense for dedicated or guaranteed DPS, but I guess that's kind of what you would go into Manifolds for anyway. So my concern initially when I was conceptualizing these robotics units, right? My thought was I needed the Manifold I thought that robotics would need a Manifold because the Vassal and Simulacrum have specific things that they're good against, and it's not...
It's something for you to pivot into if like you get countered, basically.
No, well, Manifolds are actually supposed to be like the normal unit, the de facto robotics unit. It's almost like a Marine or a Dragoon or something like that. Was my thinking, because the Simulacrums are good for like obviously replicating and like just out gunning the enemy, but they have reduced their efficacy against mech because of the concussive damage type. Although the website says they deal normal, but that's a website mistake. The Vassal is a situation where like obviously they're meant to they have that like passive that enhances the movement and attack speeds of nearby robotic units when they die, which obviously is quite powerful, but feels pretty invisible right now because of no reads. But still, like I can see an argument for building Vassals. You know that they're not going to be too powerful on their own, but you are attacking the enemy and the enemy will kill them, and any other robotic units in the area that are like underneath your vassals or whatever are going to benefit from that in the middle of the battle.
Mhm.
Also, simulacrums are like even better at absorbing this passive, because right now it doesn't happen, but like it's a kind of a bug that it's missing. But that status effect will pass on to the clones, so you do get that as well. So yeah, I think the issue right now is that like golems don't have a strong reason to be built, and manifolds don't have a strong reason to be built, but they don't have a strong reason to be built because if you're facing an enemy that the simulacrums can't defeat, then you have already pivoted either into another branch or deeper into the tech tree for bar guests or architects or something.
Right.
So
depending on what it is.
Yeah. So my thought process is I still think the robotics branch needs a more conventional unit, but maybe that unit ends up being the simulacrum. It's just that if I increase the power of the simulacrum, it significantly increases the power of the passive, because you get an even more money's worth of a unit for free when that simulacrum splits. So I can't really make the simulacrum the unit. I can't make the vassal the unit, because part of the reason you build it is for it to die. So that's where like I'm kind of stuck. Like maybe then I just go heavy onto the idol and make the idol slightly more expensive, but make it deal normal instead of concussive, and then it can be like the backline that like sort of like what the manifold was kind of supposed to be, where it's like the de facto one. And maybe I make it enabled by default. I can axe the manifold and the golem and turn them into some other kind of unit that would be more, in theory, more powerful, or more
Well, it's just
actually fill a role.
Currently the manifold is just kind of a generic unit that people don't build, because like, what's the point in building that if you have access to these other more interesting and more kind of effective units?
Yeah, I mean the manifold has an interesting passive that he zeroes in on robotic units, but in practice it doesn't end up being very impactful, right? So that's where I was actually thinking of a more I didn't want it to be just like the Legionnaire thing where it's a teleport. I wanted it to instead be like movement speed, but I still feel like it kind of hinges on the same territory. So I have to start thinking about like what I would even want to provide. I have some concepts for more robotic branch units, but one of the one that I immediately that came to mind was something that takes command of enemy units permanently, but when it dies, it loses control of them, and that's something that would have to be like tier 3, right? Like final tier stuff, just because of the nature of the unit. And the other one that's coming to mind is something that could in some way interact with other mechanical units, so including Terran mech and Terran ships, as well as Protoss air, so not just robotic units. Something that they could do to sort of like lock them out, or do something where they change up part of they interact with that unit type specifically.
Right. Well, one thing I'm thinking about is maybe the reason people aren't building golems is because they're kind of counter to, like, you really wouldn't want to mix golems in with simulacrums or vassals, since you want both of them to be shot, and the whole point of a golem is it's like a frontline tanky unit that's supposed to get shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a fair point too.
The fire, the target fire from the enemy,
right?
And then you don't get the advantage of vassals and simulacrums being attacked. Yeah, essentially, they would actually benefit better from some sort of backline unit that can provide damage that they desperately need, essentially.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like simulacrums and vassals are both kind of low DPS, and obviously simulacrum playstyles are like built around abusing the passive, and vassals can enchant the simulacrums to make them even more powerful, right? Which makes sense. The concern then that I have is, so if golems, here's the one angle that I can come at with golems, and actually with manifolds, is that manifolds are cheaper than dragoons, but they also deal normal damage anyway. So that's kind of what you're paying for with the 25 extra minerals that's like missing from the dragoon or whatever. Like the combat effectiveness of that compared to the dragoon is that the manifold, despite a shorter range than the dragoon by a considerable margin, it's 4 compared to 6. The fact that they deal normal damage actually is a pretty compelling argument. Like I feel like
bio.
Zealot Manifold would probably be pretty powerful, or something like that, or Golem Manifold or something.
Right.
I actually think golems are super good for drawing fire for dragoons, ecclesiasts, hierophants, even like absorbing damage for zealots and stuff. So those two units are almost like complementary to other branches, as opposed to being more complementary to their own branch, which might be counterintuitive, but I feel like maybe that's something that we can try in the future.
Maybe it's fine. It's just that people haven't explored it.
Yeah, that's what I was
HYDRA
saying.
Has so many new units.
Right. And so, like, maybe I was immediately sort of I'm thinking like maybe I should be removing the manifold and golem and all this other shit, but maybe it's fine. Maybe instead I should explore like facilitating them in a different light, because you do have a lot of gas if you go zealots and even legionnaires without backing it up. And usually, like, I'm tempted to go straight into High Templar or something from the Grand Library, but maybe that's not the play. Maybe the play is maybe that's not the only play. Maybe you can also go into robotics without needing to tech up.
Right.
So yeah.
And then build manifolds to back them up, which would be really good against. It sounds like is manifolds will probably be good against like Terran Bio and like maybe some various Zerg early strats, but would probably be bad against Terran Mech, and Dragoons would probably be better in that case.
Right, because of the range differential. Yeah.
Right, the range difference is probably going to be very effective in that situation, because like manifolds won't have a big deal against Marines, because I think Marines have the same range, or maybe Marines have one more range.
Marines have one more range over manifolds, but they have way less survivability.
Right. But then they're going to be a lot worse when trying to fight like tanks or something, because
the tanks would be able. They don't have that much survivability that it's a complete wash. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's like a fair point. I was just thinking that if I consider that angle, I still think I might drop the gas cost to 25 or something like that. I don't know though, because I don't want to. I do recognize the risk of manifolds being too powerful. They are quite fast, but they're also. So the other thing is that they proc their own passive. So if one manifold targets a unit, then the other one will move faster. Yeah, I also think that manifolds would be super useful against anything that has like both large and small units, because dragoons are going to do fine against the large but poor against the small, and vice versa for the simulacrums or the vassals or whatever. Right. So that's another thing that I think is kind of interesting is
well, it might be a situation like maybe if somebody goes like mixed bio mech, would probably be a good strat is to do like dragoon and manifold.
Yeah. Or even if you just go like heavy frontline with manifold, like zealot or legionnaire or something. But I guess then you still get softened up by the tanks. Yeah, it's a tricky balance, but I do think it's possible to do with that. And you also are empowered, if you go multiple branches, to go deeper in one of those two branches instead of having to set up the infrastructure. Like say you decide that Barguests or architects are going to be the most useful thing here. In such a case, you would have to go straight into robotics without any infrastructure for that, right? Like if you didn't balance this. So there are some advantages to going this approach, but
well, I think it would be more flexible going into the mid game, because yeah, you have a lot more options open to you that you can tech into to handle different enemy strats. The downside, of course, is that it's more expensive, right? Because
for the infrastructure, yeah.
Right, for the initial infrastructure, which like basically if you can't really rush while also trying to do two different branches at the same time, if that makes sense.
And then again, if you're committing to going only zealot or legionnaire, you are saving quite a bit of gas, not getting the rest of the Templar tech. So like you'd have that money to throw into a quick robotics authority.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think that, like, if an enemy tries to counter you with heavy ground and you're getting pushed back, you just get Reavers. And if you have the freedom, you can supplement your army with Barguests.
Yeah, I feel like Barguests ended up being pretty powerful and maybe too powerful for a 75-50 unit, like 75 minerals, 50 gas. Oh, I forgot.
It does feel like there's a lot of them, and they can lay down a lot of damage very quickly.
Yeah. Well, they also have that passive, that weird passive where they get a bonus range
Oh,
for
they get
every
more
allied
range
Vargas.
for every allied Vargas. That's true. That's probably what it is. So it allows a lot more of them to be firing at the same time. Because I noticed they don't bunch up as much as a lot of other air units. That's probably the reason. Certain range. You don't need to move closer.
I do feel like one of the other things I was just thinking about too is whether or not, I mean, so something that I'm a bit concerned about with the idea that you can go tier 1 in multiple branches, it's a small thing in theory, but the fact that upgrades require tier 2 in a branch actually does hinder that. And I think that what I should do is probably make a couple of, like, a tier 2 and a tier 3 infrastructure structure, like something that gets sorted into that first branch on the website. So like tier 2 upgrades require not the Crucible, but something like it, like something in that area. And then tier 3 upgrades would require another thing. That way I distance it from needing like Citadel of a
Wasn't
Doom
that how
or
it works
Ancestral
with
Effigy or
Terran, I think?
That is how that is how upgrades work with Terran, where
and pretty much the same with Zerg, because that's essentially what the
Iral
Overlord
Iris
upgrade,
and all those are,
structures are.
The hive mind or whatever. So yeah, I guess it's neat that Protoss have a different way of doing it, but I do think that maybe it does. So changing it, all I get from changing it is that we don't have that reliance, it feels like, on teching up to another branch to get upgrades. But I think maybe it's fine because like it's literally any structure. The more I think about it, it's like okay.
Well, it's actually technically an advantage for the Protoss because they're not spending money on something that is otherwise useless.
Yeah, that only enhances. Well, the structures would have some other usage, but yeah, on paper, like what we were just talking about is only that. So.
Well, yeah, they might, like, for instance, if you add those better defensive structures, they'll probably require the higher tech infrastructure buildings.
And maybe like the advanced worker would require it or something, or be trained at it even, or something to that effect.
And maybe the pennant might require like one of them. I think now, does it require the forge?
Yeah, the pennant and the Crucible both require the forge. I think it's fine for the pennant maybe, but the Crucible definitely, I would want it to be like a higher tier unit, honestly. It's just that I don't have a tech requirement for it. The Protoss stuff are completely full. Besides robotics branch, everything is full. Like every single button is used on the fucking command card. So that's the main problem. Is I would need to extend button sets to do that.
Right. Because the Protoss have too many fucking buildings.
Yep. So it feels.
And that's after making like a bunch of units unlocked by default from the protection structures. Before it was like you had every single one required its own building.
Yeah. So now it's every single. So the gateway, the Stargate, and the robotics facility all are able to train 3 units without 3 units each without having to get another structure. The Grand Library can train 2. The Robotics Authority can train 2, and the Argosy can train 1.
Because the Argosy can only train the Magister.
Yeah, so that might change eventually if I add another Protoss air unit, but I'm not sure that it's necessary.
The Protoss have a lot of air units, so
yeah. While I have you guys here for the end of stream balance talk or whatever, did you guys see anything that stuck out to you, or anything you want to document now as a complaint or a concern or anything like that?
I mean, my only thing is they talked up simulacrums as being like really broken, but to be honest, that simulacrum proxy didn't go very well just because I did just because someone built Legionnaires basically.
But we also were playing Fraud Knight after they got nerfed.
Yeah,
that's true.
They did get the shield thing ended up being pretty powerful, and they also move a bit slower. I'm still not sure if I want to keep the slowness, like keep the speed reduction. It's only 10%, but I don't think it was that big of a deal. At the same time, even now they still outrun Zealots, for example. So.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the important thing is that they shouldn't be fast enough that they can kite almost every unit in the game, because that would be, well, at least almost every ground unit. Obviously, they're not kiting air units for obvious reasons, but
yeah.
But the problem is if they can kite all ground units, or at least almost all ground units, then you put them in a very powerful position where they essentially don't have to worry about positioning in order to get the power of their passive, if that makes sense. Because like if you could just like poke someone and then run away immediately, then it doesn't require any real like skill in order to actually make use of clones.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Well, I was flustered yesterday. I was trying to communicate that too. Like when I was playing with Folka, he was literally just walking up, taking a couple pot shots off of my idle units, and then walking away while I wasn't looking and just getting free units.
Yeah, I feel like the
yeah.
problem is that so Folka is like the highest APM player that's currently active. So he can afford to spend some extra APM doing that, whereas other players would not be, like they would essentially fall behind elsewhere. So in
Right,
theory,
on
he's
their
getting
macro.
50 minerals and 25 gas worth of a unit for that exchange per time, like per simulacrum that clones. But to be honest, like honestly, simulacrums are not worth 50 minerals and 25 gas. They are cheap. Like they are actually like overpriced. Precisely because the assumption is you're going to get at least one clone out of it. So
And yeah,
that's its own thing. Like maybe you can
My
argue
argument
that they're
mostly that just that the if you make it too easy to get the advantage out of them with very little micro,
Yeah.
then they end up being more powerful than intended, I think.
I think anyone who has an understanding of kiting would be able to abuse that against any static defense.
Well, yeah, static defense is a bit of a different argument, but yes, the problem is that any other, given an evenly matched APM or whatever, like evenly matched players in general, like roughly speaking, the person who is constantly spamming APM to get more simulacrum clones is falling behind economically, through tech, through army
Well,
and other ways. So if you are able to counter the simulacrum comp, then to the point where the quantity doesn't matter that much, you've already defeated them just by virtue of spending your APM in a more like a more
orthodox
reasonable thing to spend it on, right? Like something that will get you ahead, basically. So that's
I don't
my
think
argument
Sims
against
are
the
that broken.
thing, yeah.
It's just in the early game, if they are that fast, there's very little that the defending player can do to the simulacrums. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
well,
guess
they
the
also
Zerglings
need to
will
have a
probably be
specific
fine,
composition as well. So like,
right.
You are going to get kited if you send some zealots or whatever. Like legionnaires are really good, but they require another tier of tech.
Yep.
Dragoons are going to deal limited damage to them because the simulacrum is small.
Yep.
So there's definitely issues there where you do need to tech up in gateway for hierophants or legionnaires to properly counter. I guess ecclesiasts are okay because they can actually attack and then start moving sooner because they don't have to wait for the projectile to hit their hit scan. Although they don't have the same range as a dragoon, but it should still in theory be possible for the ecclesiast to come in and actually do some damage, although they also deal explosive.
Yeah, one match against Folka, I went gateway, and I had a bunch of zealots and ecclesiasts, and the ecclesiasts were better, but it took quite a few of them in order to actually pop one sim at a time. And if I just tried to A move, I was basically committing suicide.
Yeah, so the thing there is you would have to separate your stuff into separate control groups so that you could throw the zealots at them, A move to punish the kiting, and then use the other ones to the ecclesiasts to target down whatever sims get hit first by the zealots or something. And even then, especially before the movement speed nerf, you do have a hard time keeping up with them with ecclesiasts, whereas or zealots for that matter.
Yeah.
But I think you do have a bit of a. There was always a defender's advantage. I definitely think the shields nerf makes sense so that they inherit the shields. They're super easy to pop in the current state of things now, even if they do get the clone off. Like if you basically your counterplay turns from requiring the what do you call it? The counterplay used to be must pop the simulacrum before it splits, or at least get its health down very low. Now the counterplay is just deal as much damage to the simulacrum regardless of whether or not it splits, because that damage will in full be inherited. And with the fact that they inherit buffs You can plague them. You can have ensnaring brood active on your units for them. You can hallucinate one, and that turns into two. That actually works against the player if they split and you still have units, which is really fucking good. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do in theory. It's just that it's very difficult to see that unless you are aware of how they work. And particularly, even being aware of what the passive doesn't prepare you for playing against it, which was Faguta's argument, actually, is that players need to learn how to play against them. Like, they almost have to... It does feel a bit gimmicky, but they almost have to like relearn or reconsider how they take fights in the first place. And I'm still on the fence as to whether or not that's a positive change. I do think it's a very thematic unit. Sort of how like Legionnaires were when they first were introduced. They felt very thematic because of their teleportation. I'm not 100% sure if simulacrums are super healthy.
Well, I think
even in their current position,
might be fine now because you can punish them. Because I think with the shield nerf and the slowness, then you can actually punish them. As before, it was a lot harder to punish them because they were fast, they could get away, and then they would split, and they would essentially get free shields for that, and then it'd be able to immediately start fighting again. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the clones would immediately be essentially like if they didn't take health damage, the clones would immediately be full.
Yeah. So minimum
Regardless of
they're
how
like
shield
half
damage
health.
they
Is
roll.
the
Right.
thing, yeah.
And so that would that basically made it into a kind of a snowball that would just destroy you if you didn't like micro perfectly, essentially. Like,
Definitely
I'm fine with
made it
them
a lot more
requiring,
punishing in the previous patch. So I do like that there's more counterplay to them. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
so. So yeah, I think they're definitely better, and they didn't destroy me. Although I was surprised that they were as fast as they are, and that's with the slow nerf.
Yeah, it's only 10% slower. It's not going to be huge.
Right.
I did, by the way, just look, and apparently they do deal normal damage, not concussive damage. I misread the tooltip in game, which means simulacrums are actually like it makes it the argument for using manifolds alongside them even worse because of the fact that they went for that. You know what I mean? Like the fact that they do
they damage
have
everything equally. Well, yeah, if they were concussive, that would make them a lot easier to counter.
You basically hard counter them with anything mech. Yeah. I still think that you hard counter them with anything with a high HP pool, just because they deal so low base damage. Anything with high base armor fucking destroys them. Like,
oh yeah, like ultra cores, I'm sure are really good against them.
Tanks,
but you gotta get tier 3 to get ultra cores.
I think a robotics army against a Terran mech army is a huge fucking boon for anybody who enjoys playing without siege mode. Like anybody who enjoys playing with tank mode tanks, because the +1 base armor when the tanks are in tank mode means that you have a very different engagement than normal. Like simulacrums are way less effective. Vassals take 8 years to kill a tank. Like that's a matchup that's super favorable for them because just a little bit of backup will help. Obviously, when you introduce Reavers or God forbid Architects or Barghest Swarms or something, that can definitely turn it. But like initially, like while you're waiting for your fucking Penumbras to get out or something, like Terran Mech would probably spank Protoss Robotic, I feel like, if they were going for like the conventional shit. So at that point, the infrastructure would be there, but you'd have to have a tech switch, and you'd probably end up actually using, like maybe you would use some manifolds, or maybe you would use some Barghest.
I wonder how powerful like early Cyclops would be
against Simulacrum.
Just in,
or just
just in general.
Yeah, Cyclops are a weird one because they have that
like
reasonable cost.
Explode.
Yeah,
and they're not too expensive.
It's 100 minerals, 50 gas. Like it's not that far distant from Goliaths. That's actually the same cost as a Goliath. Holy shit, I didn't know that. That probably needs to be adjusted. I think what I'll probably do is drop their HP a little bit and their mineral cost.
Whose HP?
The Cyclops. I want to make them a little bit more like a spammable unit, but it's hard to do that given their current state. Let me just make sure that's even correct, because they also say that they have more vision range than a Goliath, and that doesn't fucking make sense. I might have just been sleepy when I made the unit.
Joe.
other note, I thought the larval colony updates were really healthy for Zerg. I enjoyed being able to make them early on.
Oh yeah, that's something I didn't really ask about, but I do feel like that's true. It's also something that's a bit of a false like bill of goods almost, in a way that you can't over rely on them. You still do need to expand, but I think it's more in line with it's not quite the same as the other races, but it does feel a little bit more like the other races. It's like managing workers is a lot easier now with just one larval colony or two. And
Yeah.
they're not so expensive either. So
I was surprised about that, about how cheap they were. 25.
well, yeah, because it's a grand total of 150, I believe, because it's 50 and then 70 for the drone, 75 for the creep colony, 25 more for the larval colony. So
That's
it's
true,
150
yeah.
minerals, 25 gas in total, plus all the build time for it and stuff. I was conceptualizing, like I was thinking about increasing the build time of the larval colony as a result of this patch. Instead, I ended up dropping their health back down to 300, even so before they were 350 before this patch. Now at 300, they're much easier to snipe, and so it's still a bit of a risk, particularly if you are in a not a very defensible position. I think if you're not in a defensible position to rebuff, or like basically if enemies can be in your base at all in the early stages of the game, it's probably better to expand as opposed to getting larval colonies. I still think it's situational, but I definitely like that Zerg are not as
They're not shoehorned into one specific
Yeah,
early
yeah.
game like move, because that is basically the only thing they can do is expand immediately. Before,
yeah.
with the idea that they can actually increase their production without having to expand, is it definitely seems better. That's for sure. And 150 minerals and 25 gas does seem around where other production structures costs are.
Yeah, the barracks, for example. The gas
Right.
cost is what's like really different, but the larva speed is less than a regular hatchery, so it's okay. I think it balances itself out.
I think 150 minerals makes sense because like half of the hatchery cost is the larva and the other half is the like town hall resource storage.
If you split it up into that, yeah, that makes sense. You're almost paying roughly what you would expect for something like that. So yeah, why the fuck have I done it this way, dude? What was I on? Okay, so the page on the website for the Cyclops is very old and out of date. So they actually already had 90 HP, 0 armor, and they were 100 minerals and 25 gas, not 100 minerals and 50 gas. I still think I want to drop them even lower. The key detail here, though, is that they are 28 seconds to train, and the Goliath is 22. So how the fuck did that happen?
Okay, well that explains why anytime I try to go Cyclops, it doesn't go well. It's because they take an eternity
They
to
take
build, apparently.
a whole 6 seconds longer than a better unit. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Hold on. Apparently it used to be 30, but at the same patch that it was 30, Goliaths were 25. So that's just like, I must have really been fucking sleeping. So I'll just set them to 20. That's hilarious.
Yeah, they should definitely be faster than Goliaths, given that Goliaths are like... I mean, in theory, Cyclopses could have an advantage if you massed a shitload of them, but...
If you're able to get that on-kill benefit, because there's like they're actually better than Goliaths for swarming, for dealing with swarmers. So
right.
Also, the reason why the distance between tanks and Goliaths and stuff and the base units is not that high anymore is because you had to invest in the machine shop. And that's kind of my way of allowing it so that if you can keep the infrastructure alive, you're able to go for more. So,
right, and add-ons are like way easier to snipe than most other buildings.
Of course, yeah.
Because they're really low HP. Kind of like the larval colony.
Is that a fucking crow? Ah!
Dude, I don't know why that echoes, but thank you, Exothermic, for following me on Twitch while I have nothing on screen besides my face, my chat, and my men. Welcome to the stream. So hold on, I'm taking a look at the Cyclops now. So I've rebalanced them to 75 minerals instead of 100, 20 seconds instead of 28. They're still 90 HP, 0 armor. I'm wondering if maybe they should be dropped lower and made into a more dedicated, like, sort of skirmisher / backline unit by dropping their survivability. I feel like that might make sense. For now, I'll just drop them to 80 in line with the 75 mineral, like the 25 mineral cost reduction and the 8-second time reduction. So I'll drop them to 80. We'll see where that goes. I also lowered their sight range by 1, but that's obviously not that big of a deal. So let me just document.
Make an impact in most cases.
Yeah. That's just so that they don't have the same or greater sight range than the Goliath, which is ostensibly supposed to be a superior, like, mech in general.
Well, it's definitely a bigger mech. So,
yeah. I really want to have, like, some more mechs in general. You know what? I might have to do it. I might have to add the Akhmech to Hydra. I might have to do it, man. Akhmech, yeah. So there's this old, this graphic that I converted a long time ago. That's basically this giant power armored dude. It's like bigger than a paladin, I think, or maybe the same size as a paladin. And he has this animation where he like holds his hands out, and in theory that's supposed to be blasters. But I saw that and I knew that was Akhmech. That was like flamethrower guy, like giant firebat basically. So
giant firebat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You need to save it for when you put Toddborn in
Hydra. Yeah.
Hydra.
It was supposed to be the Akhmech replacement, yeah, for Toddborn, but I didn't end up doing it. But that might actually have to be added to the game. I might have to do that soon.
Yeah, then you can waste all of your economy branching into all 3 tech trees so that you can get firebats, Akhmechs, and salamanders.
Yes, just for flames all over the place. Have I floated the ideas that I think maybe on a mod stream, but not on a proper, like, one of these streams. I do intend to revise Terran Air quite a bit, actually, and move the Centaur and Pegasus to the nanite assembly and take the Salamander and put it on Munitions Bay starport, and then take the Gorgon and put that on default starport with no add-on required.
Oh, that would be cool.
I think the Gorgon is the like most versatile one, so it makes sense that it would be like a default.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, there are cases where I've played Terran Air and Gorgons make sense to go to, but I don't have any use for Wyverns or Valks. I mean, Valks, they're fucking useless until we revise them and or extend the bullet limit. But Wyverns, maybe those are only really good for anti-ground, right? And I might need Gorgons just to combat enemy air, at which point Wyverns are useless to me mostly. So then I would benefit from going Control Tower into Science Vessel or Azazel for better support in the middle of battle. So yeah, I think that's a situation where it just makes a lot of sense to put the Gorgon on the regular starport. The other thing is that if you tech into starport late, or like in the middle after your first branch has already like somewhat explored, you can immediately, just with a couple starports, field Gorgons and be helpful. Whereas obviously Wraiths are concussive, Wendigos are melee.
Yeah, they're pretty bad late game.
Yeah, so, like, Wraiths are good for like harassment runs, which is thematic for the unit, and for like specific comps. But Gorgons are going to be the what carry you through for like otherwise. So yeah, I was thinking about that as well, and that just made sense to me. I don't know about that cost, but I think that makes a lot of sense.
It could help a lot with the Valks if we actually reduce the number of missiles they fire and make them not random. But
yeah, I have some documentation here that DF gave me an idea where he said that sort of like how the Paladin's ability, the Skyfall ability, launches missiles in a pattern, like a predetermined pattern. If we apply that to the default attack of the Valkyrie, so that it will always launch in like cone destination or something from left to right. I'm not sure how many.
You could have like an X pattern or something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes, some sort of fun pattern I think would be reasonable. I can send the coordinates or whatever to Iquare and he can hook them up. However, I still would like to remove the randomness of the splash, which is what is actually random, and also I would like to make the splash ally safe. And even if we do all of those things, we still have to extend the bullet limit, so it doesn't really fix the core issue.
Why do Valkyries in specific actually have the hardest bullet limit imposed on them?
Because they're the unit that launches the most missiles of a single attack in the game, and Blizzard was really fucking stupid. Mostly the last point.
Yeah, basically what happened was because Valks shoot so many missiles, they fill up the bullet limit very quickly.
Yeah, the bullet limit is only 100, remember. It's not some really fucking hard to hit limit. You can have 100 active bullets at any point in the game. and that's
And
it.
it's not. And instead of like being like, "Hey, let's just increase the bullet limit," they were like, "Nah, let's just make it so Valks just don't shoot."
Yeah, so
so they essentially made it where they like check a number, and if it's greater than that number, Valks can't shoot.
that is literally the hard code, and that number is 80, I think. So it's like if there's 80 bullets instead of 100, Valks are prevented from shooting. But it might even be lower than 80, but that's what I remember from iQuery's code diving. So
which is why it's like useless to build them in HYDRA.
we can remove that limit, but then we just hit the bullet limit anyway. So it's not that different. I don't know where the code is to remove that limit, but I will add that on to a list for things to investigate.
That is for cancer.
Yeah. So anyway, Folka, since you ended up coming back before we pulled the plug on the stream, we're just doing like the end of the stream balance talk right now. You guys are free to play after that. I'm going to bail pretty soon, but I wanted to get your take on the day today, and if you had any thoughts on balancing, or obviously like the big changes were simulacrums, larval colonies, some other shit. If you have any thoughts on what ended up going down.
I think honestly at this point simulacrums got pretty tanked. Like they got hammered to the ground. I think the fact that they got shield and their speed nerf might have been too big of a hammer. I think like one or the other, probably on the opinion of shield nerf is probably okay, and then give it back to the speed it had originally. I think that would be. I mean, again, this is from the fact that I did run a simulacrum strat against 2 Protoss Legionnaire people, but I think that would have been a little bit nicer.
So the one fly in the ointment with that theory, we actually had discussed whether or not I would revert that, and Balefeld made a good point that if you can just micro back and outrun any ground unit, it's or most ground units, it's very hard to do anything other than get fucked by the the
because essentially it's like tech up or die basically is your only option.
Yeah, but I guess that puts cadence to static defenses even more, because the fact that you're not sharing you're sharing both your shield and your health, that means that the simulacrums that keep getting hit, they're getting a significant decrease in their rewarding when they replicate themselves.
Yeah.
Right. But the problem is with static defense, like that it's static defense. It can't chase the simulacrums, so they're actually the worst things against simulacrums.
Well, it depends on their range. I think the photon cannons in general would actually be quite good, unless the opponent just like continuously fucking walks in, takes one shot, walks out. But then that's the APM argument. Like they're spending APM on that instead of macro or something.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, the single damage instance that photon cannon, sunken colonies, or siege tanks brings to static defenses, they're substantially high in number than any other thing that you could abuse with simulacrums at this point.
I think the main concern is melee units, which is really only a concern if it's a Zergling opener or a gateway opener with zealots. Because as Milestone's pointing out in the YouTube chat, Legionnaires end up countering them really fucking hard. Because they can't escape.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I experienced. But with Zerglings, like, I don't know that it's okay. I don't know that it's fair that we could just pinpoint one unit and say, oh, hey, look, an abuse case. Because with Zerg, it's just a matter of scouting. Oh, hey, they're going simulacrum.
Yeah, that's true for any race, too. Like, that's also true for Protoss. Is like, I mean, at the same time, this was Baleathel's first time playing against human-controlled simulacrums. So he might not have known, even if he scouted it. But if he scouts the proxy and he finds it and he sees that it's robotics facility, then he knows Vassal, Simulacrum, Manifold, these are the 3 units that could come at me. Might be a simulacrum. If that's the case, I should go Legionnaire. Like now he is equipped with the knowledge of knowing what counters it from what build he was already going.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Legionnaires are a pretty good counter against them, and they're pretty accessible, so that's not much of an issue.
Yeah, like that was I gotta say Legionnaires were an excellent case in point of a counter to simulacrums, but I guess because of the nerf hammer that came about.
I still don't think they're completely worthless. I mean, we did play, while you were gone, we did play the fucking lunatic 4v4 simulacrum AI map, and we got absolutely destroyed. So it's not like they're completely useless.
They're not bad. Yeah. They're just...
I think they're more appropriately counterable in that, like, even if you miss a Psystorm on them but deal some damage to them, that damage is still rewarded. It's just, it's not like before.
Well, it's not in a position where there are only like a couple very specific like things you can do against them. Now it's like, if you play well, you can destroy them.
Yeah, and I guess that was essentially my entire point, is that the reward they had with respect to not having their shields replicated was, I think, the biggest thing. I mean, that was a relatively huge nerf for them.
Yeah, I definitely think it ended up being even more powerful of a nerf than I thought it would be. And I thought it was going to be like pretty good. But I also think that the movement speed nerf is probably good anyway, just because it does make it a little bit healthier for those edge case units like Zerglings or Vorvelings or whatever. Like, basically, it's not like, I think with the old movement speed, it would be possible to take like 2 simulacrums versus 12 Zerglings and win with enough APM. I don't think that's feasible now, but it's only just like, it really is only 10%. So it's not actually that big of a deal. It might even feel like, if you're aware of this movement speed nerf, you might like be over focusing on it. Whereas if I didn't tell you there was a movement speed nerf, you might not have noticed. Like, I think that's really the case, because it really is only 10%. So
yeah,
should be reasonable, I think.
Now, if you end up being under the impression that the shield nerf is too much, what if you had them replicate with just like, if they have shields, they would get it, but if they had none, the replication would get like 10 or something, like a minimum amount.
10 base shields and then only increasing after.
I mean, the thing is that that's kind of difficult to track as an opponent. Whereas one of the things I was actually thinking about, and this might, I feel like this would probably still be too much of a change in general to like keep track of. But one of the things I was thinking about is that the if damaged at all, the clone might be frozen in place and rapidly regenerate whatever it was missing, so that you could, and it wouldn't unfreeze until it regenerated fully, which would gate it basically. The thing is, like, that's still kind of weird to think about, like, to try to even conceptualize fighting against. And it might end up being like more powerful. It might end up being more feast or famine, based on the idea of like, either this is going to regenerate and I'm going to be even more powerful than I was before the patch, or it's going to, like, they're going to get popped or perpetually locked up. And then I'm not going to have any benefit at all. So even that feels, while it's interesting, I feel like it would be very difficult to put together properly. And,
I think it's very binary, where it's just, I'd either
like too large of a power swing.
Right. And I think it's probably fine in the current position. I definitely want to explore it longer. I don't have any direct ideas for how I would buff them back up afterwards. Like, maybe I would make it so that they're a bit easier to produce or something, instead of directly buffing the unit on an individual basis. Maybe I would look into reducing the delay before the split. That could be another thing, drop out to 4 seconds or something. But I think it's probably okay right now in its current position. I'm just not 100% sure where we're going to go with it. Just need to spend a bit more time with the units in general, I guess. So,
yeah. I mean, as far as quote unquote the dust settling with respect to how many units are being implemented, I mean, I think that's going to take a long time.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing we were talking about while you were gone, is like what to do about the other robotic units. And then I came to this conclusion, like Balethal pointed out, that the Golem and the Manifold are meant to, like, so the Manifold's like this mid-range unit that is supposed to be like a skirmisher type unit, and the Golem is supposed to draw fire. The Simulacrums and Vassals both need to take damage in order to be useful, because the Vassal passive, on death, they enchant other robotic units. And obviously the Simulacrum passive, they need to take damage to activate it. So the Manifolds being skirmishers, and the Golems taking the fire as frontliners is counterproductive to the other robotic units. The thing that I realized off of that is they would actually be really good with units from other branches. I kind of like that we have some units that are actually, they probably work better with units of other branches, or maybe like specific compositions. Like if you have a bio-focused Terran ally, you might be able to run interference for his Marines with Golems or something like that. Like, I kind of like that you can kind of mix and match in that sense. So maybe it's fine the way that it is. We just need to explore different combinations of branches or ally combinations or something. I
guess I don't have an issue with the fact that one production structures have units that don't necessarily synergize with each other.
Yeah, like the thing is, there are some obvious synergies. Like, I think the Vassal synergizes with all units that from the robotics branch, including the robotics facility units. Manifolds have that built-in synergy. It's just that they don't have a great place alongside I guess maybe Manifolds are probably good to mix in with Simulacrums just because they have more guaranteed damage. And they can attack from a safer distance. So they're not really going to interfere with Simulacrums as much. That's going to be something that I try to work into my next build, I think. Idols are for anti-swarming, and they're pretty pricey. Golems are the big one that like is sticking out as like a unit that doesn't really fit too much with the others because it draws fire. So yeah, I think that's probably the main thing. But then again, I think golems are okay as units that are deployed.
Well, I think golems can work well
things.
with manifolds specifically, but not with the rest of them.
Yeah. I also think that maybe it's like the other thing is that golems aren't going to be DPS machines. So maybe golems are like, I don't know, maybe golems end up feeling a bit like APM sinks unto themselves in a way where they, like for the opponent, similar to how Simulacrums kind of like force a little bit of precision.
Yeah, they force the opponent to spend time APMing to not accidentally multiply them.
At the same time, I think you could argue that golems and manifolds would be really good to pair with simulacrums, because as soon as you get some clarions in there, they're going to be soaking up all of that shield damage and letting your simulacrums duplicate freely.
I don't think they proc like that. They have to have direct.
It doesn't yet proc off of Clarion Phase Link, but...
Oh, I see.
That is eventually planned, which is one of the reasons why I definitely need to reduce the range of the ability.
Yeah, no, that could be really broken actually.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about that. It's like a size storm that doesn't hurt to all simulacrums AoE.
Basically, yeah. So here's the other thing that I was just thinking about is I was realizing that architects are really slow and very fucking bulky. They are quite powerful when they get into position, but getting them into position is quite hard. And you know what? The same is true for Reavers. I would even say that to some extent the same is true for Golems, insofar as like they're melee. Not that they're very slow.
So maybe Vassals paired up with them is a really good idea.
Yeah. Well, for sure. But one of the things I was just thinking of is like, what if there's like an opening for another kind of unit in the robotic branch, and I am looking to add a couple because that's the most lacking branch for Protoss. And one of the openings I'm thinking of is like essentially like a focused teleportation of some sort where the unit activates some sort of portal or I'm trying to find a way to describe it. My thinking is like maybe it binds a unit that upon taking a certain amount of damage, or maybe hull damage specifically instead of shield damage, they teleport back to the unit that bound them. Which you could also obviously game in different ways.
Kind of like a reverse warp anchor?
Yeah, so it's like I don't even know how to describe it.
Like a recall, but like on a specific unit.
So yeah, so there's like an example of this exact behavior that I'm thinking of. The only thing that immediately comes to mind, there's a StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void unit. I don't remember it. They're called like Avenger or something really cringe, but they're a Dark Templar clone that on death they revive at the Dark Shrine or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is sort of like that, except it's reviving on the unit and not on the. It's not even reviving in this case. It's just like teleporting back.
Right.
It would be. That sounds like a really thematic way to do what the fucking writers originally described Nexi as doing, where like when soldiers die, quote unquote, they teleport back to some garrison or something.
Yeah. So the either I could take this unit that I'm thinking of, and I could bind the units in this way. And then, so I could have the unit that I'm thinking of that has this ability. Either it could be a super fucking slow unit unto itself, but be this sort of mobile nexus or focal point or warp anchor or whatever you want to call it, right? Like that could be an aspect of it where it feels like this encroaching unit like that. Like it could be an enormous strider or something that ends up being maybe artillery on top of everything else. And then it has this other thing.
A giant simulacrum that turns other units into simulacrums.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be that, or it could be something much more nimble that allows you to make this play where you take an engagement with bound units while the unit that they're bound to is like trying to infiltrate into the enemy's natural or something, and then they teleport over there upon taking damage. Like that was another thing that I was thinking about making that play with. But at the same time, this teleportation thing, this shtick that I'm thinking of, for my money, it feels like it's a little too similar to the warp anchor concept or the warp relay concept that we actually had implemented in a map map of all things a while back, where iQuare implemented it, and it does this thing where it can enter into relay mode, and while in relay mode, it can essentially be like units trained at certain structures that are bound to the relay. Instead of popping out at instead of finishing and appearing at the structure, they appear at the relay. So it's like a pre-planned version of the warp. What is it called? The warp prism from Starcraft 2, where you warp in your units there. Yeah. It's like that, but you can use it for any, like in theory, I could use this to bring a Star Sovereign to the enemy's doorstep or something like that, depending on what I've bound. I think I would have to rework the concept for the modern version of HYDRA, obviously, but I really like the idea of that unit. And that unit was actually planned to be something that was an infrastructure unit instead of being a robotic specific unit. So I'm not sure how to square that.
Right. A synergizing teleportation unit.
Actually, that's a unit that's kind of powerful enough that putting it on the Nexus would actually be reasonable, because like having to give up worker production for that kind of does make some sense.
Yeah. The other thing too is that unlike the other races, it feels, well, I guess unlike Zerg, more specifically, like alongside Terran, the Nexus stops doing something after a certain amount of workers are generated anyway. So
right,
it's actually almost like better that you're not locking up another production structure for it. But there have been times where I've been like, oh shit, I got to train a witness here, and like I'm in the middle of
in the early game against Wraiths.
Yeah. So like that's a case. That's a case where you do get punished a little bit, and I think it's fine.
I guess the one of the questions I'm thinking of is how that will affect the current state of shuttles.
Yeah, shuttles still, like, they feel pretty seldom used. I only use them for harassment right now.
Yeah, like drops or mainly just worker harassment drops.
Yeah, like I shuttled a Reaver into Baleful's base.
Yeah, it's only ever really used for Reavers, basically.
Yeah, I also used them for architects, but that was about it.
Did you make it so that shuttles can pick up photon cannons?
Well, there was a version of this at some point, but that will eventually be the case. It's just that photon cannons, when they are unloaded, don't require power, is the problem.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I was curious if there was maybe a way to incentivize doing that, and also like if that unit is really slow, what if it also generates a power field, and like that's a way for Protoss players to encroach across the map very slowly.
The advanced worker for Protoss will generate a power field, which won't be a particularly slow unit. At least that was the initial plan. But I kind of like the idea of the mobile Nexus or whatever I was talking about earlier that has this teleportation aspect to it. I kind of like that idea as well. I was thinking of going a different way for the original warp relay concept that deployed into a relay mode to serve as a focal point for units. Originally, it drained energy while that was active. And also, it costs energy to bind to structures. I'm thinking about this now, and I'm wondering if maybe the energy cost is not the way to go. And like in practice, it was quite exciting because you had a limited opportunity of things to do. Like you had a limited opportunity for being able to do some of this stuff. But in practice, like especially with the number of production structures we have in HYDRA and stuff, I don't think that would be particularly viable. So I'm thinking that now it should just catch rally points that are near it, if that makes any sense. Like if you rally onto it or an area near it or something, maybe in like maybe in relay mode, it also generates a power field or something. I don't know. But the idea that I am having is like you rally onto it, and while in relay mode, all production structures that are rallied onto it get that instant benefit, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, that's when you
if you
could pull off the timing.
Relatively fragile.
Yeah,
so
it would be somewhat slow for sure. I don't know about like how sturdy it would be in terms of vitals, but it would definitely be slow. And the other thing too to remember is that this is like a binary thing where if it's rallied to it, then yes, it works. If you harass the player, they're gonna have to remember to unrally so that their production structures can like reset,
so that they produce near or like at their base and not
not like halfway across the fucking map. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like there's still counterplay.
You can just load your walking nexus into a shuttle and then rally your units wherever the hell you want with your shuttle.
No, I think it wouldn't be loadable in warp relay mode, but yeah, I know what you mean. Could definitely move it around. So the state of shuttle, I've just not seen transports in general, but I feel like that's just people not using them, not because they're bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, to be fair, we don't really have any island maps for Hydra, and I think the map with the most islands is Breeding Grounds, and even those get seldom used because there's so much action going on.
Yeah. No, there's definitely some maps that have, like Mothership has a bunch of islands and stuff. It's just that, like, either we have mobile enough ground forces that we don't need shuttles or transports in general, or we've got a lot of fucking air units. Like, there doesn't seem to be an opportunity where you need the transports. There are some small cases where it will be useful, which is nice. But
no,
they're pretty niche.
I'm trying to make it a point to use more transports as Zerg now that we can move static defense.
I think that will also help the other races when that's a thing as well, yeah.
So I guess with respect to the new unit that you're proposing as a robotic transport, what will be the uniqueness of it as compared to the shuttle?
Well, it's not a transport in the same way. It's literally like you activate it, and then if there are production structures rallied to it, the unit pops out of the unit instead of the structure.
Right. Basically,
they serve as like a catching.
Production structures will instantly teleport units to this new unit when it is in a special mode.
So it's almost like siege mode, except instead of getting ranged, they act as a production structure rally point.
I'm imagining, that's probably not the thematic you have in mind, but I'm imagining the Crucible as a unit.
Yeah, something similar to that, except slightly smaller, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and then like I imagine in relay mode, you just see like a big-ass chunk of Kadaran crystal rise out and start glowing.
Yeah, or like a beam that blasts into the sky or something, yeah, something like that.
It's essentially a similar mechanic to like warp in Starcraft 2, except, not retarded.
Yeah, except it's not just one structure that has the ability, yeah. Exactly.
Right.
And it's also
not only that, it's also expensive and able to be sniped.
Yeah.
And also can't just go anywhere where there's power. You have to have like a specific unit there. So it's more limited in ways that are reasonable so that it doesn't completely destroy Defender's advantage in all cases when Protoss exist.
Still can't believe that StarCraft 2 is real. There's like some reasonable ideas, but none of the execution is ever good. And a lot of the ideas are not good either. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guys, well, I appreciate it, but I'm going to sign off for now. I got to bounce.
That's it for us as well.
Yeah.
So pretty fun stuff. Thanks for the input, and for sure see you guys soon.
Mm-hmm. See you later.